Hello, everybody!
We just
Welcome
destroyed
back.
all of their ears.
Yeah. No, this one is that one time we did, what did we do? We did like 3, 2, 1. Hello!
Yes.
Everybody in chat was like,
So we're like, hey guys, how's the volume? Well, hi guys, welcome back from our 1 week break to AllFunNDice. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Valentine's
Beautiful day
Day.
of St. Valentine's.
Travis and I are the only one who dressed on theme.
Yes,
Yeah.
we all talked about wearing red and pink and white. I mean,
Yeah.
Danielle's wearing white.
I have a,
Yeah, for
I have a
that. There we
pinkish
go.
complexion.
I'm just,
That's true.
I'm wearing yellow.
I'm just going with my character, Gray.
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome back. Hopefully everybody had a great Valentine's Day. Other than that, I don't know if we have any other announcements we need to make before the stream starts today.
we got new camera for this side, so now we're not so smushed together.
Now you can look at us in HD.
Yeah,
We're
HD.
still smushed.
No, it's
And,
not that
Just
bad.
kidding, we're
You
fine.
guys can check out the new artwork.
Right
Got-
below me,
look
right
at that.
now.
Mac's new
Good.
artwork.
It looks
so good.
incredible.
And Bree's new artwork, which you can't
Daddy,
see in
nah.
like 2 seconds when it switches over.
Yeah.
Another cool thing is we're currently recording in a higher quality than normal, so when you guys see it on YouTube, it's going to look like 50 times better. So, I mean, we're waiting for like the new cameras before we do that. So.
Yes. But thank you again. Speaking of the art, thank you to Railgunner.
Yeah, real.
For making this beautiful art for us.
Amazing,
It is
amazing.
fantastic. Everybody go check out Railgunner.
Yeah.
He has a Twitter, and also he does commissions that are super great.
And we just tweeted out the new banner that's going to go live on the show.
Yes.
So good.
Oh, it's not up anywhere yet, right?
It's not. It's up on Twitter. You can
Other
check
than
it out
Twitter, yeah.
on the Twitter there, but it will be on the bottom of the channel. So
At,
Yeah,
uh,
it's
All
on the
Fun and
Instagram
Games.
story as
Yeah.
well.
it'll be down there.
So
yeah.
good.
All
Okay.
fun and dice on
All,
Instagram.
AllFunNDice on Instagram. Yeah.
Yep. So, without further ado, we are going to jump straight into this week's episode, session 24 of All Fun and Dice. So, with Nak's words fresh in their ears, our party quickly left the abandoned Naipain waypoint and reported back to Queen Fizoeb. The Queen was pleased with their findings and rewarded them with their prize, a half-dozen larval Naipan that granted comprehension of Orin when melded with the brain. Once everyone had acquired their new skills, they quickly headed off towards Eagle's Point, where they found Nak and his new companion Bree, who sung their tale of passage to the plane of air. While the group was catching up and getting friendly with their new traveling mate, a terrific thunderbird swooped in, catching them off guard. The ensuing battle was tough, especially when half of our heroes were knocked out in a single strike of lightning. Ultimately, the great bird was defeated, and we pick up tonight in the wake of that fight. So you guys are the corpse of the Thunderbird, wing dangling off of the rock into the sky. The wall of storms behind you that the Thunderbird has summoned is slowly starting to fade, and you can see holes starting to pierce through. And although sunlight is not present anywhere on the plane, the omnipresent light, you can see the blueness of the sky and other clouds passing by from beyond the wall. Most of you are exhausted. I believe, if not everyone, almost all of you were knocked out at least once during the fight. But you prevailed.
Is everyone okay?
Am I
think
still
was
in
okay.
the
Yeah, it was
clutches
okay.
of the Thunderbird?
Erie is still, it's the grip has slacked, but you haven't pushed your way out yet. So you're still kind of like in it.
Am I grappled still?
No.
Is everyone okay? Everyone alive?
Barely.
Check.
Oh my god,
I'm just
my
gonna, like,
arm
sit
is
now.
broken.
I
That's
got,
unfortunate.
Oh yeah.
is your arm actually broken? Is your arm actually broken?
I don't know.
Is it your?
I can take a look
is
at
it your
that for
mechanical
you.
arm that's broken or no?
Oh, you're right, it was just my gauntlet.
Oh,
Your arm's like,
poor thing.
Can
Well.
someone maybe give me a hand?
Yeah, I'm coming.
friends, everyone, are you okay?
There you are.
And Bree and Nak, you hear not those words, but you hear like the bellowing of a gust of wind coming out of a fan, and like a booming of lightning, as from this monkey humanoid man dressed in flowing, colorful cloaks with a black face and like a white tuft of hair coming out of the front, and he's like running forward with a glaive clanging on his back towards you guys, screaming with the winds.
Ikano.
Hello, what happened here? I saw the bird.
Do we know this person?
This is Ikano. I'll
Yes.
say in
He's a friend
common.
of ours. Akano, we could have used you about 20, 30 minutes ago. You know that,
I
right?
I couldn't get through. The bird was creating gusts back towards the ship. It took me and my children. It took all of us to just keep the ship anchored. And if you guys look towards, you see that the rope bridge connecting to Eagle's Point is tattered and worn. A lot of the rope is actually cut and fallen off, and there's planks missing.
How's the ship look?
Wow.
The ship looks, the sails look pretty tattered, but you can look and you see Nanny Mo, one of the flying children. You guys see a flying monkey flying through the top of the sails of this like floating ship, patching up and like sewing up the sails that have like whips in them. But it doesn't look like major damage. It's just like damaged a little bit.
Is there anything else here that we should be worried about?
I didn't know about this. I'm not familiar with this location. I only knew it by name.
So
Oh, are these your friends?
they are, yes. Well,
And he'll stop, and this is all in like storming, gusty breaths.
I'm gonna
And
take.
he'll change. Greetings, friends of friends. It is nice to meet you. I assume you don't speak my tongue.
No.
No. I am Econo.
Econo.
I captain this ship.
Oh,
Yes.
Very
And what is
nice.
your name?
my name's Bree.
Bree. Nice to meet you, Bree. And I believe your name Knack?
That's correct.
I've heard of you, but not you.
I'm gonna walk over to the two of them and hold up a jar with two larvae wiggling inside.
Ah, good. Will help with communication.
Hey guys, just put these in your ears.
That's
and-
okay. I'll just lay here. Everyone can have a conversation.
as he's
Oh,
doing that, I'll
right.
run over to yours.
Okay. And then it'll start prying. And then it's a little difficult, but it takes a few minutes, but you're fine.
Okay.
So I'll
Because you're the
take
talents, right?
Yes.
I'll take out one of the Naipan larvae and hold it up.
And it's this wiggling, like, thick purple grub that has, like, small, like, sharp-looking mandibles at the end of its, like, at one end.
And you want me to do what with
Uh,
that?
if you put it in your ear, it'll burrow into your brain, and you will learn. You'll learn how to speak Orin, basically. We all have one.
Join
Interesting.
us.
Yes, it
Join us.
lives in your head for a while before dissolving.
Yeah, I like smile at you, and one of my eyes is crooked.
Join
No,
the
I'm
hive
just
mind.
kidding. But here you go. And here, Knack, here's yours.
There's
You
just
know,
like
Don't eat it though.
No,
it smells
here.
almost like musky when you smell it.
Ew.
Like Old Spice.
Gross.
Like the cabin you guys have been in for the past little while has this
Musty.
similar spelt. Yeah, musty.
So it's a little musty.
A musty worm.
A mustard.
Musty worm.
We all did
So
it.
it
smells like
like
mustard.
Yeah,
You
most
said eat it, right?
Yeah.
most of the beings on the plane of air speak Orin, and it's helped us communicate.
Took
So-
us a while to get those as well too. If you don't know what I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
saying.
we got it from a giant bug queen.
Yeah, and the bugs don't speak Orin.
And you guys put it in your ears? Knack, you as well?
1 second.
Okay. So Knack is still investigating, but you feel a big pressure that kind of leads to like almost like a piercing headache, as you can feel like this this being moving around in your skull before it like settles in the base of your neck and the pain goes away.
Okay.
Hello, you can understand me more now, correct?
Yes.
Good. Very good to hear. It is. Your tongue is quite challenging. It has very different tones to my own.
I would agree with that statement.
Yes. And you guys don't even hear. You just hear it in common
Yeah.
in your head. You don't even recognize that it's Orin.
Pippin,
Yeah.
I don't know if this would do anything or not, but I do need some arrows, and this is a bird. Would you happen to help me out here, pluck a few feathers, and that maybe from there I can make a few arrows?
Sure. I'm gonna pull out some shears.
And how many arrows could I get? It was making its own lightning, like it was.
The color, as you know, when you were fighting it, it kind of had this rippling, almost like camouflage effect, where it was like the feathers color was shifting and changing to whatever backdrop it was on of the sky. But as you damage it and as it has fallen dead now, it is the feathers have all changed to like a sky blue that fades to white the closer it gets to its feet.
Cool. How many feathers could we get if we like chop it up?
You
It's
can try.
enormous. It's
Yeah.
probably
I know.
so many.
You'll have to roll.
I'll help.
You can help.
You can roll with advantage.
Sorry, Pippin. Knack, I know that you're pretty good at this as well too. I'm yelling this across because you're not really near us. Is there a way that you can help me, Knack? I haven't been able to refill my arrow supplies, and I know that you're good at making things, tinkering.
Oh, you need arrows?
Well, I was hoping to get. I have some supplies. I have some teeth, I believe, and some few other things. So
Wyvern teeth. You have wyvern teeth?
yes, I do.
They're on his costume right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're so
Can I make like a quiver full of arrows?
Yes.
I can. Okay.
Yes. You would know that. You can do that.
He already has a quiver.
Well, I mean, we don't have to do that. I can just make you some later.
You can just make me some.
Yeah,
Oh,
I need
should,
about an hour to do it, but
should have thought so.
I guess you can make them fancy though with these colorful feathers.
I was thinking so, right? Sure. Well, I'm gonna take it. anyways.
Roll a just roll a quick intelligence check for me, Lonan.
Well, I rolled a 2.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
While this is going on, can I just go and kind of look around? And I'm going to be looking for my coin that I tossed.
Yep. So you
During
can
the
roll a
fight.
quick investigation check.
and I'll install my ear slug.
Okay, and you will feel the same kind of pressure.
13.
13. So looking around, you see all the broken trees and the stubs, and you're actually looking a bit closer. You can see talon marks scraped against the ground that look almost like grown in with moss. That you can determine that was probably from previous landings of this bird. And looking up, you can actually see like the beginnings of what looks like a nest at the top of Eagle's Point. It doesn't look completed. It looks like very barren. But you can guess that maybe this is like where the Thunderbird was going to be making its home.
Mm-hmm.
But after like a quick few seconds, you can like see the glimmer of light against the gold coin that is laying on the ground.
Perfect.
Gray,
Yes.
should we cut off the Thunderbird's head and put it on the front of the ship, like with the wyvern heads?
Well, I mean,
That is enough gore on my ship.
That'd be quite the
It
collection.
might scare people away from taking over the
Scare.
ship.
We are not pirates. We are merchants. I don't want people afraid of me.
Wouldn't they be? Aren't you afraid of pirates yourself?
Afraid of pirates, of course. I will be honest with you. I've never run into a pirate on these fair skies.
Econo, are there any valuable trading, anything valuable worth trading from this bird?
I'm not sure what I know. Give me a moment.
Yes.
Let me go speak to Hueola. She is much more
Knowledgeable.
versed in the histories, and she is very good with the books. Let me go
Yes.
speak with her while you guys recover here. I will be returned in a few moments.
If you
Very
want,
well.
we can just put the head in the bag of holding.
Let's
Yeah,
do
I mean,
that.
we
The
can
bag's
still
too-
cut
the
the
head's
head
too big.
off.
Yeah.
It's too big to fit in the bag of holding.
Sorry,
The
It was
bird
like
is
2
like
stories.
3 stories tall.
Why exactly do you need this? Why do you need that head?
Do you want to reanimate the head?
perhaps the snow globe.
It could go on the snow globe here.
Not gonna go now.
And
I
so,
need to get some feathers.
You see him like holding this like crystalline, almost like icy looking snow globe.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to describe it.
It's okay.
For the viewers. I don't have a big enough weapon to cut it off.
Yeah, you can enlarge me.
You can just do it with your glaive. I don't have any more potions.
Or we could not.
True.
I'm kind of thinking not.
Alright.
During this, I'm going to be just kind of like.
Have you gotten up, or are you just kind of laying? on
I'm
it?
kind of just like leaning against the bird. I would say, kind of like I'm exhausted.
The feathers are actually quite plush.
The fact that everyone's like talking about cutting off a bird's head, I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you have the energy? I'm just gonna.
But
chill.
laying against it, you notice that the feathers are like the size of your forearm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I would like to try
Can I
to.
just can I just pull one out?
Yeah.
Each of you will have to roll a strength check.
Okay.
to pull out a feather.
Just to pull it, yep.
I'm using 2
What
hands.
the heck is happening?
I'm gonna take one too.
Okay.
Oh,
This is
that's
new.
definitely
You're
really
Dice
tired.
roller, yeah.
You're tired.
I got
16.
a 21.
Lonan?
5.
I mean, Lonan is the weakest one.
I
in
am
the
the
party. Like, yeah.
I got a 4.
Oh,
Okay, so you're like tugging, and actually, you guys come, Lonan and Eerie. When you guys pull back, you actually notice that your hands got cut, and there's small amounts of small shallow cuts along the palm of your hand, with blood starting to well in them from trying to pull on the feathers. But Pippin and Gray, after a moment's struggle, you guys grabbed a bit more intelligently from the base of the feather. And you have a little bit of cuts on the side of your hands, Pippin, but Gray, you don't have any. But you managed to pull out a feather each. But it takes actually, like, just to
Wow.
pull it out, it takes a few minutes.
Are they like huge feathers? Is it like I'm
The
holding,
feather
like,
itself,
like
like,
a
just
boat board?
the fan of the feather,
That's
is
what
the
I'm picturing.
size of, I would say, of the size of Gray's forearm at the median size. That's the middle-sized feathers, not even the length, not even the long wing feathers.
Okay.
Those would be almost like the height of Knack, even rivaling the height of Lonan.
Is
at
there any way
times.
that I can pull any feathers out at this point, or no?
With like no, you kind of hurt your hands quite a bit. At this point, you just because of the low roll, you wouldn't be able to. With that kind of roll, But each of you guys have one feather, one Thunderbird feather.
I'll stuff
I
them in
got
my
it
bag
still?
of holding.
What?
I got it. Still?
No.
Oh.
No, sorry. Gray and Pippin have one. My apologies.
Alright, guys, I'm exhausted. Let's get back to the ship.
Yes, please. I need to go to sleep for a while, I think. Where
Did he
is this
kinda
ship
come back?
taking us exactly?
Akana hasn't come back yet.
We are headed to the Shattered Continent. The ship is named the Gift of Variety. This is its captain, Ikano.
Akana's not there.
Oh, sorry. The Monkey Man was Ikano. We're taking the ship to the Shattered Continent, and we're trying to reach the Tower of Rest, which we're hoping has a portal that leads back to the Prime Material Plane where we're from.
Good. I like this.
Yeah,
This is a good plan.
we've been on track for a long time, and I think that we're still like not even halfway there.
Gray, any
Hmm.
chance you can chop off a piece of meat for me? I don't think we have much fresh meat, and if my wyvern just happens to hatch, I need to have some meat for it.
Like bird meat?
Yes, bird meat before we leave.
What do you want? Like a leg or
Should do.
that head?
The
Not
leg
the
is
head.
like
I don't think the head would have too
the
much.
leg is like 1.5 grays tall.
Anything that you can get for me would be great.
You guys are a little bit savage, aren't you? I like it.
So when you're hungry.
What's the what looks like the softest piece of meat on the bird?
Roll a survival check. No, roll.
It's like poison.
Roll a survival
Yeah.
check to see
I'll bet you.
how
Wyvern.
what you know about bird anatomy.
It's like a
That's
big-
Four.
Where's
Four.
the tenderloin?
You have you've never butchered a bird in your entire life.
That right there looks like a good cut.
Where are
I'm
you
gonna
pointing?
It's foot.
No, it's like the toe. yeah.
What?
It's
What if it's
talon.
talon?
yeah. I think
The
it's, I
bird
think
toe?
because I would probably say just above like the ankle or wherever that would be.
Okay, just like right where the
Yeah.
like leg transitions to a little bit meatier
Yeah.
part. Okay.
And I'm just gonna go like for a chunk. So I'm gonna cut once and then cut once to kind of
like
just get-
stink, stink. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
roll another survival check for me just to see how well you can do this.
6.
Not well.
You struggle. Your first cut
Yep.
goes clean in, but you're like struggling to like get your hand like steady and like push it through. And what are you using to cut this?
The wind glaive.
So you're using a glaive.
It's a
Were there
thick
feathers
exterior. It's on the foot now.
So it's like shimmering, and you can like all of you watching can do this. You can actually see the wind kind of like fading as it's like cutting through the meat.
So I got some minced meat for you.
Yeah, it's like a really
That should be-
ragged piece.
Should be.
There's some like really like soft like down feather, but it kind of just like mushes off of the meat when it comes off.
Okay. Well, if
Here
this
you
happened,
are.
Pippin went back to the ship.
Yeah, Erie would have started walking towards the ship
Okay.
as well.
Knack is looking for Worthington.
Oh.
Roll perception.
Are you calling out for Worthington?
Look at
Oh.
that beautiful.
No, I already called.
Little
I already
wordy.
called.
Yeah.
He's a handsome man.
Was that 19?
19.
Oof.
Oh,
Wow.
no, it's real quick.
Hang on.
You're gonna be
there.
really
Yeah.
depressed.
Perception?
Yep.
24.
Oh, you don't see Worthington anywhere.
And you're not calling out for Worthington.
Yeah, you
No,
don't see any.
I called for him during the battle.
You don't
Oh,
see paw
I didn't hear
prints. You don't see anything. You don't see fur. You don't see him around Lonan.
Turned into an egg.
Who are you
see him
calling
right there?
for on the printer though?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Are you okay?
Yes.
And just ignore
Well, I
my
called
question.
for him during the battle. So are you? Like,
I
haven't said
asked you a question. I just asked who you're calling for in character.
I know. I'm not calling for anybody right now.
But like this was like
No.
the battle was like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Well, my
I shouldn't have said anything.
my dog Wolf.
Your dog Wolf.
Yeah.
Can I hear them say this?
You guys, this is like in the area. You guys are just starting to leave. Gray's just starting to
Erie's
cut
gonna
up.
start to whistle nervously and just walk faster.
Nah.
Or not whistle, but hum.
Yeah.
And nobody's around, and I'm gonna pull you aside while you're like, I'm gonna like grab your. Will you have your shield in your back or in the front, or where's?
It'd be on my
I'm
heart
gonna-
right now.
I'm gonna grab your shield and I'm gonna pull you away from the group. So Knack, unfortunately, Worthington's not with us right now. And I'm gonna stop at that, but then I'm sorry, I mean not necessarily with us. He's just back at home.
What?
You see, Pippin decided that he would take 2 bags of holding, and from what I know, when you do that, something crazy happens, and we ended up here. And unfortunately, a few of our things, including Delicious, the
Greta.
donkey, and Greta, they both are back there at the stables and probably charging us quite a bit of money. So last I remember, it was quite a few gold per day to keep it there, and God knows how long it's been.
They're sold.
They ate them for
Um,
sure.
You got another donkey? What happened to Sophia?
I don't remember. Do I remember what happened to Sophia?
Roll an intelligence check.
1.
Is it really?
From what I remember, I believe that one morning we were running low on food, and I believe we might have ate Sophia, but I'm not too sure.
What?
It was Pippin's idea from
Pippin is in the area.
vague.
No, I went to
memory
ship.
at this point, but
Okay, you want to
but yes, as far as I know, Worthington is okay, but we haven't had any contact with anybody from there because we've been in this area.
But you ate my donkey.
As far as I can tell, yes. We were very low on food at the time.
Oh, we did it.
It's just because I rolled a natural 1. So I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah.
Makes sense to me.
I just walk away.
And then you see me chopping up the
Yeah,
leg.
just chopping.
This is totally
We could've
doable.
been- And I just listened to all of this like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
Not
We're all
okay.
thinking. We're exotic eaters.
So, Gray,
Yes.
as you are cutting through the bird's leg, you feel a small pressure on your finger. And you look down and you see the presence of the dark as night ring appear back on your finger.
Oh.
And you can hear a hum, almost like a radio static in your head for a moment. What do you want, Gray?
Oh.
I told you only in case of emergency. I hope you aren't dead yet.
Not yet.
And it's a familiar. Yeah.
Thank you for the reply. Attacked by Thunderbird. Almost died. Safe. Tian.
A moment. What could I have done to help you with a Thunderbird attack?
I don't know. Send help.
Don't bother me again, please. Unless you're actually in trouble.
Okay.
Remember, you're an investment. And then the static will disappear from your mind.
Okay. I'll keep the ring on. Make sure it's nice and tight and
It's
snug.
good if it's comfortable.
Okay. Is Connor coming back?
Everybody actually is walking toward. You look up and everybody walked away.
Oh.
Did Bree walk away?
Yeah, she would have probably
Yeah.
started walking with everybody.
Okay, you
else.
notice you can see Bree as the final person kind of walking across the ladder towards the ship. But everybody else is gone.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll assume that there's nothing valuable on this bird for trade.
Yeah.
And go back to the ship.
So Pippin and Eerie, you are the first two to arrive back onto the Gift of Variety. And you are greeted immediately as Pippin, you step on. A form kind of slams down in front of you. And you look up and it's one of the twins. Roll a quick intelligence check.
Oh, easy. 24.
24.
Easy.
So you recognize this as Lucky Mal.
Hello,
As Akano's only son, one of the twins.
Hello.
Hello! I'm glad to have you back on the ship. We didn't really talk during the 2 days journey.
Hello. I'm a little worn out. We got in a fight with a Thunderbird.
You guys are no fun. He'll kick his feet and kind of walk away.
Sorry. Goodbye.
And he'll spread his wings and kind of flap back up to the top.
Oh, goodness. Eerie, are you alright?
I don't know. That was kind of exhausting and terrible.
I wish there was a bath on this ship.
Me too.
We
And
just
you're
have
like,
to sit in our filth for the next 30 days.
Well, if you want a bath, and this is Akano walking up to you from the below deck, you hear the door slam. Why don't you just use the rainwater?
Is it still raining?
No, but we collect it. What do you think
Oh.
you've been drinking?
I thought you just had barrels of water stored from somewhere else. I didn't really assume.
Well, we did, but
We can use it for bathing.
of course it rains frequently enough.
Erie, you want to go have a bath?
Yes.
Let's go have a bath.
Yes. I'm
Well, did you want to hear? Are you guys walking away?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the door slams and his voice gets cut off.
I can't remember the last time I had a bath.
The last time I remember bathing is when we found that hot spring that we all got in the water
That
of.
was like a month ago.
That was so.
was
I'm not even
so-
there, but that's so long ago.
That was like
That's-
almost 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like 100 days.
Yuri has bathed since. I would like to point out she
Yes.
once took a bath at an inn, but it has been probably 2 weeks.
And it's assumed that you guys bathe when possible.
But nah.
Yeah, you can't RP everything. Okay, so me and Erie are gonna try to go take a bath.
It's kind of like if you're just gonna, you can just strip in the cabin if you want, but like,
Can I fill up like a barrel of water that I can climb into?
Is it all one room?
yes, remember it's like the big hole that's empty,
Yeah.
and then there is Akana's room, and then the rooms off to the side that are for the 3 children, and then the hole in the kitchen, and that's it.
But is like the baths, are they just in our...
There is no bath area. It's just like there's like the rainwater buckets.
Okay.
I'm gonna start taking off my clothes.
Erie is going to feel very self-conscious and change into Pippin.
And then start taking off
Yeah.
your clothes.
Taking off her clothes.
I'll stand there completely naked and look at myself
Yeah.
and go, wow, that's pretty cool. Here, and then I'm gonna reach into my bag
And
of my alchemical...
Erie changes first, and she pulls down her pants, and there's nothing there because she hasn't seen what Pippin looks like from the waist down, like without clothes. So it's just like Ken doll.
So as
But
I
then-
pull my pants down, it fills out. Yeah, it really fills out.
Oh god!
No.
I'm gonna take a lump of soap out of from that I made because I actually made soap last time we bathed,
You did.
100 days ago, and I'm gonna. It's like really hard, thick soap, and I'm gonna crack it in half and give you a
Oh,
piece.
I'm gonna take it and then wash myself. Wash my Pippin self.
Yeah. Hey, could you get my back?
And then you're washing your own
Oh, this
bag.
is such a creepy.
Hold on. Where are they on the ship? Are they like on the deck? Like they're just.
Don't you dare walk in on Pippin washing himself.
He is no. You guys walk up, all the 3 of you, to them stripping.
So hold
two
on.
Pippins
Is
stripping.
it 2 Pippins?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
Pippin.
also, by the way, we're neither of us are wearing clothes, so you don't know which one.
I'm
is
gonna yell.
actually
I'm
Erie
yelling
or
at this
not.
Pippin. Pippin, put some clothes on. Don't be sitting there. Don't you have some little bit of respect? And I'm gonna grab my like cloak and I'm gonna put. And then I'm.
We have to
He's-
be clean.
They're in the tub of water.
But like, can you see anything? That or like.
You watch them get into the tub.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Little skinny butts.
Yeah.
Little skinny
As I like go to hand it, I look at myself and I'm like super covered in like blood and
Yeah,
guts.
Lonan, get in here. This is your dream.
You never washed off your
Oh,
wyvern blood.
Oh my god. I am going to. Where's Lakano?
Mikano was just kind of like he went back up and he's like at the wheel because now that you guys are seeing Gray come onto the ship after you guys have all got on, one of the twins has gone and rolled up the bridge and the boat is slowly starting to drift away.
I'm gonna walk up to Pippin. Pippin, I'm talking to Erie.
I'm not answering.
Yeah.
No, he's saying Pippin to
To you.
Yeah, but I'm not Pippin.
Oh, okay.
So, Pippin. Pippin.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell which one's Pippin because the changeling over
Erie
here.
turned into me. Why don't you? We should all take a bath.
I'm going to, but I just want to let you know that Knack knows about the donkey.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go
Is Knack in here with us?
Nak has walked. Where did Nak go? And Bree, where did you guys go?
I went toward the ship.
No, you guys are on the ship.
We're on the ship
Oh.
now.
You saw Pippins get into the bath, and Lonan rush over and try to put his cloak over top of a Pippin in the bath. What did you guys do? And you can say what you wanted to do as well.
Is this where we get clean?
Yeah. Come on in. Knack, could you possibly warm the water?
No.
Okay.
This isn't exactly.
As a
normal.
matter of fact. Well,
So cold.
anyway.
So cold.
And I'm going to wash myself as fast as I can. Still doing a thorough job.
Yeah.
But, I'm like, getting the crevices
Yeah.
and washing my hair. And then I'm going to get out of the bath and put my clothes back on. No. Is there anything I can wrap around myself?
Logan's
no.
cloak?
I gave
Yeah,
you-
Logan's cloak.
I'm gonna wrap Logan's cloak around myself, and then I'm gonna take my clothes and put them in the bath, and like be kind of like wringing them and kind of like scrubbing them.
And you're still Pippin,
And
right?
I'm still Pippin.
Yeah.
in a
How
cloak.
dirty would my clothes be? Because like
You washed like that morning.
yeah, like
It's been like 2 days.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say. Okay, I might just like wash my hands in the water and like my face
Yeah.
and like
You feel a griminess from touching like a bird feather. You're like, it's kind of oily.
Yeah.
So,
and then I will be like, well,
Are you guys-
I think I'm good enough.
Are the rest of you gonna wash?
I will, yes, as well too.
I'm
Is
just
there
like sitting
somewhere
in a
else I
bucket.
could go?
Yeah,
There's
I
only
don't
one
know if I
room.
really want to watch you guys clean yourself.
But we're very. It's a sort of like a communal friendship
Because I have,
sort of thing.
I'm gonna keep my pants on, and I'm just gonna like bathe with like my pants on.
okay.
Is it safe?
Oh,
to
and I
assume-
also still have my egg with me too, so I'm gonna bathe the egg.
You have your weird like your weird like
Belly?
yeah. I don't know. You don't have the iron womb built. So you're just talking about making
No,
the iron.
I'm
womb.
going to. No, but I mean like, so I have.
Yeah, you
so
have
right-
your strap.
Yeah, so right now I have like a suit, like a magical suit that I can like transform into, and I take that off, but I'm going to hold the wyvern egg in my hand while
Okay.
bathing, and I'm going to keep it warm while bathing.
So basically, Harry Potter.
The
from
bath
Fire
water is
in
not
the bath.
warm at
That's
all.
exactly
How
what
cold
I
is
was
the
gonna
water?
It is like
Thank you.
like
It's not freezing though, right?
it,
like
it
room
feels
temperature.
cold, but it's not freezing. You know
Okay.
it's not freezing.
That's
it just
fine.
feels cold.
It's fine. I'll still,
Yeah.
Ugh.
How dirty does that water look?
It's not that bad actually. It's getting bad, but it's not that bad yet.
Can I assume that because I spent a lot of time on a ship recently, that I was probably
You were
bathed
fine.
or
Yeah,
something,
you
or was
would
it-
maybe like a day like before like for Bree, like maybe
Sure.
3 days ago you bathed properly.
So-
So you're not bad.
I'll just go and just kind of splash some water all over, and that's really it.
Well,
I'm just gonna kind of.
nice to meet you, Bree.
He's just-
Yes, it's and I'm gonna like look down. A pleasure.
Also, while looking down, you notice that Pippin has no belly button.
Yeah, I have no belly button.
That's what she was commenting on.
Yeah.
A pleasure. So, with the ship steering away, you guys, now ahead of you, have quite a bit of downtime on the ship. So we are going to go around the table, starting over here with Pippin, and you guys can each tell me what you guys want to do with your downtime, and we'll do a short skit.
As the ship, like we're going on a journey.
Yes. So, Pippin, within the first few days, what does Pippin want to do, and what does he want to do for the rest of the journey?
Okay, so after like I'm gonna take like a day to like relax after the fight, get cleaned up, and then I'm basically gonna retreat into the like laboratory that I built in the bottom of the ship.
Yep.
So like in the bottom of the ship, I moved a bunch of crates to build myself like a little room where I've set up all my things.
Yeah, so all the hammocks are set up along one corner, and like there's a big wall space that is all like different trades goods. And in the corner, he kind of like moved some of the trade goods into a box where he made a little room.
So
like steam and like colorful smoke comes up every so often.
Yeah, so maybe on the
Pushes it away.
second day, I'm going to approach Erie. Erie,
Yeah.
could I see you in my lab?
You're like
Why?
laying on the hammock, and you can like see into the lab.
Why?
I just want to. I could use your help with something.
You're not gonna cut my hair off so that I'm not looking again, are you?
No. No. No, I don't. I don't plan on cutting your hair. I want to do something else.
Okay, if I come over there, it doesn't mean I agree. I'm just curious.
No, I want to talk to you in private. And then I
Okay.
look over. Who else is in the room?
Probably a lot, like most of the other people. Who would be above deck?
I'd probably
I
just
think
do
I would be.
myself. I usually try to stay close to Pippin if possible, but I don't know.
Yeah, just an assortment of people. Some are napping. It doesn't matter.
I'd be around, so I might not be in the area.
Yeah.
I would. You can say that I'm not. Just
You guys can
for
decide
the
if you want to jump into the
conversation.
scene. You're there.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, I will.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go. And then when we get into my little area, I'm gonna push a crate like a door closed.
Okay. Is there a roof?
Yeah. No.
You can see the hammock that you were just laying in.
Okay.
It's like the top of our heads. It's like this high.
Is it a fort? Is it like a little pillow fort?
I made a fort, but
Yeah.
it's like full of like
A
potion
box
bottles.
fort.
Okay.
So when you come inside, you're gonna see that I have like pages, like and yarn pinned all across the
Like a
room,
conspiracy theorist.
like conspiracy theorists.
Like that meme.
Like someone who's gone insane.
Yeah.
Uh,
Could you turn into somebody for me?
Who? Maybe?
I just want to. Could you maybe not tell everybody else? I want to do something really quick, and then I'm gonna like rummage around in my coat, and I'm gonna pull out my broken pocket watch,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna hand it to you. There's a picture inside.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, I can help with the proportions and stuff, if the picture is not good.
Yeah, because, I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but usually when I'm doing it in my head, I just picture... It's always someone I've seen before.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I've seen him lots.
I think you'd have to know how... like, not just their face, like their whole body, what they look like.
It's kind of like, here, I'll just show you.
I mean, you can describe it to me, but I might not get it exactly right if I haven't seen exactly what they look like.
That's fine. I just want general proportions.
Okay, I'll try.
So inside the pocket watch, where there's like the broken clock, on the other side of it, there is a picture of an orc man,
Okay,
and it's about like waist up, and it's black and white.
okay.
It's like, and it'll be like, oh, my father invented this type of camera. It's really
It's a
interesting.
little sepia tone-ish.
Little sepia, yeah.
Okay.
It's a tin type.
Is this your father?
No, that's Render.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's a fairly handsome, definitely orc man with a large, strong jaw. And you can tell that even through the picture, you can see almost like a glimmer of like joy and like laughter in his eyes
What
while
are
the
you gonna
picture's being
do
taken.
once I turn into this person?
I need to make some measurements.
Okay.
And
I'm
then,
suspicious, but
um,
I'm interested.
yeah, I can help with the colors because I think you'll just turn sepia if you do this.
Yeah,
Here, do
I
this to
think I would
start.
just turn into a torso if I did this.
Well, just imagine the legs. He's about like maybe a foot taller than me.
How tall are you?
I'm
We're
5'5".
similar
He's
height.
like almost 2 feet tall.
He's like about almost 2 feet taller than me.
Is that within my range of? I have to stay within the same somewhat height range. I
You
think.
you wouldn't necessarily know as like
Okay.
as Eerie.
Okay. Okay, and what color?
So his skin is like dark green. His hair is like, oh, I actually have a piece of his hair here. And then I'll pull out a little piece of black hair.
It almost has like when the light catches, it's almost like purpley.
Okay.
His tusks are like nice pearly white tusks. He always brushed them.
What color are his eyes?
They're kind of like deserty brown, sandy brown.
I'm gonna close like my big black eyes, and I'm just kind of like trying to picture it in my mind as you're talking.
And
Okay.
you can see Pippin, Eerie's face kind of start to like watercolor melt away, and it becomes this blank canvas that kind of grows and shifts. And at one point, it looks like it's almost close to becoming the face before it kind of shrinks back and melts back.
Mhm.
And after a few minutes of focusing, you open your eyes and
But
you don't know what. And looking down at your hands, they're your normal hands.
so it's just my face at this point.
Yeah, and you see that's still her face.
Good job. Okay, so he's about a bit taller, just a little bit, so you can grow.
Me?
Okay,
But no, it's Eerie's face.
oh,
Yeah,
I'm not like I didn't successfully.
nothing
do
happened.
it.
Yeah,
oh no, okay.
yeah. So I was like, what?
Yes.
Can you,
I
okay,
was you trying to grow. I'm like.
Yeah, you stood up on your tiptoes.
Yeah.
are you not able to transform into him?
I don't know. I'm trying. Let me see the picture again.
Okay, yeah, here, hold it really close.
I'm gonna look at the picture, and I'm gonna like. Okay.
And the nose changes, but it shrinks back. And the eyes, her eyes, you can see the eye sockets like kind of shifting under her skin. But every time Eerie opens her eyes, it's just her normal form.
I mean, I don't think I can without having seen them in person. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
I mean, I can try again sometime, but like, I'm doing the same thing I always do.
That's fair. I thought it was worth a try.
I'm really new at this though, to be honest. I don't know how it works.
That's okay. Thanks for trying though.
Alright, is there anything else?
I don't think so. I've got some work I need to do. Thanks though.
Is there any way we could like meet up with it? Oh, we're not in that plane. She's gonna actually say like, oh, wait.
Yeah, we couldn't meet up with him anyway.
Oh,
He died.
maybe that's why I can't.
You can only turn into people who are alive. Okay. Thanks, Eerie.
Okay, I don't think I helped a lot, but good luck.
Thanks. So, after that, for several days, Pippin will not leave the lab.
Okay.
And then
Sad boy.
I will leave the lab on maybe like 5 days later
Okay.
in the same clothes and go and find Knack, wherever Knack is.
Where does Knack want to be?
So this is 5 or 6 days in at this
This is
point.
like 7 days into the trip.
So I would have a good knowledge of the lay of the ship now at this
Yes.
point. Okay. I think probably just on deck. We'll just stay on deck for right
No, yeah, just maybe just watching this clouds. It's a Haley day.
Yeah.
The hill is small, so it's kind of just stinging your face as it hits, but it feels comfortable.
Hello, Knack.
What do you want?
I was wondering if you could help me with something.
Maybe.
I want, here, could you just come down to my lab? I have some of my papers there. It'd be easier to show you than to tell you.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, I'll just call Worthington to come with us.
Yeah,
Oh,
Worthington's back in the city.
Oh,
Did no one tell you?
well, I don't know. I heard some weird story from Ronan.
Oh, yeah, we left him behind because we had to make a speedy escape.
Is he okay?
We left him at some sort of, like, animal retreat.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. I don't really know.
What about Sophia?
Your donkey?
Yeah.
She's
You
there
said
too.
you guys ate her.
Oh, no. We renamed her Delicious.
No.
But anyway, we left all of the when we got to the city, when we got to Von Drassel, we put all the animals in sort of like an animal holding area, so we didn't have to bring them with us around the city. And then we had to make a speedy escape, and they got left behind.
Okay. But why would Ronan say you ate Sophia?
I don't know. Did you see the costume he's wearing? You know, planar travel really got to Lonan in weird ways.
And as you look at me, I'm holding my egg, but I'm like changing my colors from like purple to blue to like green, like while I'm staring at this.
Yeah, like
egg.
the
And, like,
wyvern
and I'm
onesie.
petting like the wyvern egg.
Goodbye, baby.
Yeah. And I'm talking to myself while I'm doing it.
Fair. Fair.
Okay.
Alright, well, let's go.
Okay, and then we'll hurry down to the bottom of the ship to my lab. Okay, so I have these schematics here. I've been thinking about building some sort of large vat that I could collapse and put into my bag of holding, but open it and assemble it if needed. And I need your help because I'm decent enough with like metalworking and tinkering. My dad taught me a bit, but you can actually create materials out of gold, right?
Yeah, I can.
And I can't. And you're also handy when it comes to smithing and forging. So on our way to Eagles Point, I was considering what you could help me with, and I have this plan here to build this sort of large container that I will fill with a solution.
Is it to, like, take care of the baby wyvern?
No.
Oh. You know, I don't think that's a very good idea.
No, well, okay, so basically what I've been thinking of, and then I'm going to pull through like a whole bunch of papers and drop a bunch. What I've been considering is, and I'm going to follow a piece of yarn over to another piece of paper and then like take it off the wall. So basically, are you familiar with, there's a sort of ability that some divine spellcasters can use called Gentle Repose.
Let me just look at it.
Okay, here.
Is this something I think I could do?
Think you can assist with? Or what do you even think you can make on your own? What do you think?
Well, so I'm looking at a schematic for what you want, right?
Yes.
So I would know what would be within my range of abilities.
You think that you can help with it. Because what it looks like is a fairly simple, almost like tank,
Mhm.
about the size of a medium humanoid.
I know what you're up to.
Yeah, that has like, it's like a metal base at the bottom and metal at the top with collapsible like resin paneling that can be collapsed down. And you can see some weird mechanisms in the top that you don't necessarily understand. But you know that you can build the frame of this piece.
And the cost?
The cost, you don't know. You would have to talk to Pippin about that. You can't. It doesn't say the cost on the schematic you're looking at.
Oh, but I can't
You
estimate it based on what
depends
I
on what
see.
materials you want to use and what
Fair,
Pippin wants and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So what I think I can help with this. I don't see anything here about what it's made of, though.
I was thinking sort of a simple metallic frame with glass panels and a series of tubes. But I was hoping you could help me imbue some sort of magic into it. I've been working on some fluid substances that I can hope will circulate through it and trigger certain reactions that I have been working on. But basically, I need your forgery magic to help me.
I can help with that, yes. And
I'll
also
provide the gold.
That's good. I don't really have any gold, so. But I can also spare the dying. I don't know if that will help at all. I don't think very familiar with what you were talking about before, but.
Well, so essentially, I want this contraption to be able to preserve a body, and prevent it from decaying.
Oh, that's different.
And also probably potentially some later abilities. Are you familiar with how a butterfly goes through metamorphosis? You know, when it's in its larval state, it kind of dissolves its body into liquid and then rebuilds it. I'm sort of basing that principle on this item.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I much like this, but let's do it.
And I'm gonna pull down my goggles.
Okay, so
I would do the same.
we're gonna end Pippin's downtime session with 2 rolls from each of you. First one is going to be an intelligence. Knack, yours is modified by your smithing proficiency, and Pippin, yours is modified by your alchemy proficiency.
So intelligence plus...
Intelligence
It's a
plus
little off
alchemy.
now.
5.
Oh, plus intelligence plus proficiency
You
bonus?
rolled a 3.
Oh, plus proficiency bonus.
Yeah,
sorry.
because you're proficient in smith's tools.
Are we? Sorry, we're still 3, right?
Yeah.
For proficiency. Okay, so then that would be 7.
Okay, that's better.
18.
18, okay. So, you guys kind of balance each other out with how competent you are. Knack, you haven't actually made anything over the course of your last journey. You haven't really needed to. A lot of what was needed on the ship was already provided there. You helped to repair some stuff, but you find that you're almost a little bit rusty in making a couple of new things. But Pippin, his encouragement and his almost drive really helps. And you guys begin to assemble this form. The next one is both an Arcana check from both of you.
Let's just.
Switch the dice.
Oh! You should have
10 this
stuck
time?
the other one.
You go first.
5.
Oh my god.
25.
So,
I'm pulling the weight.
yeah, Pippin's only pulled away. But you're pumping in that holy magic. Having prayed to your goddess the night after this conversation with Pippin, you realize that the ability that he was asking for was deep inside you the whole time. And your goddess threw a heat in the bottom of your feet. When you wake up, you realize that you're able to cast this spell. And yeah, you guys work on this generally off and on throughout the next couple weeks.
Yeah, so
I'll
you
be
guys are
down
going to
there.
hear lots of forging and
Yeah, lots
crazy
of
Can you not
banging.
see it? It sounds like it would be large.
You by the end of the 30 days, you will be able to see the form of it
Yeah.
made in the area because it's only about as tall as Pippin, I would say, at the height.
For most of the journey, it's in pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can hear us
Suspicious.
You can hear us hitting hammers and crazy chemical bubbling sounds coming
Okay.
from my lab.
Okay.
So now
Good.
we'll go over to Bree. So it's been about 7 days in the journey, and what has Bree been doing? And what does she want to do?
So Bree is just a very social bug.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be getting to know everyone on the ship.
Okay.
Get to know kind of like the little cliques in the ship and who's friends with who, if there's any gossip, if there's any like
Ooh.
bad stuff going on that
Yeah.
shouldn't be. She's gonna be all about that. And then at night she likes to just play on her harmonica
Okay.
and like entertain everyone. So
Okay.
that's gonna be really what she's doing the entire time. Kind of just like being charming and nosy and kind of wants to know everyone's kind of niches, I
love that.
guess.
Is there anyone specific you want to talk to? So other than the 5 party members that we have, there are 4 other people on the ship. There's Akano, who you have met, who is the captain,
Yeah.
with the dark face and the large white, almost white poofy, almost Einstein-like hair. Then there's his 3 children. Huiola, who is almost has more lemur-like features, but has no wings like Akano does, and she looks kind of shy a little bit. Always has a book with her. And then there are the twins, which you, upon meeting them for moments, you know them apart instantly. There's Lakimel and Nanimel. And they both have large eagle-like wings on their back, while having much more lemur-like features than Huiola does, while still maintaining the like frock of hair on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I'll spend, knowing that I'm going to be spending time with the party members,
Yeah.
I will be spending probably the majority of my time with them. Kind of get to know their past a little bit, try and like fish it out of each
Okay.
of them, as well as I will ask like the crew members
Yeah.
essentially to kind of like show me around
Okay.
and like show me how to operate the ship if they can.
So instantly you realize that Huiola is very quiet. She does not. She almost like glares at you whenever you try to come talk to her, and she's like, "I'm busy. Like, I don't have time for this right now. Like, go talk to someone else right now, please." Like,
I will try every day
I'm really busy.
to talk to them.
And every day, and then you notice like up to the point where you're at, it's not really budging that much. She's like, if anything, she's gotten a little bit colder with each advance, almost like a little angry. But before she was just like exasperated. Now she's like mad. She's like, "Get away from me right now,
Right.
please." But you notice that Nanimel and Lakimel are both very exuberant, very energetic, very much like their father Akano. And as soon as they're like, you ask them to show you on the ship. Lakimel, who is the male twin, he'll oh, you want to know about the ship? That's so exciting. What do you know about engineering?
Not much.
Are you an artificer?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. That's not what I'm trying to be. But
Oh, okay.
it's I can show you. I can show you the engines. Do you want to see how they work?
Sure.
Yeah. Here, come follow me. Follow me. So you have seen the basic layout of the ship at this point, and you've seen the big hall and the kitchen and the 2 bedrooms that everybody else shares, and the main deck. But something that you hadn't noticed that actually surprises you that no one else has mentioned either is when Lucky Mel goes into the kitchen, he pulls up a lever of a trap door that you hadn't seen that leads below the kitchen, and as soon as he opens it, almost like a geyser of steam gusts out, and he's like, "This way to the engine room. Do you want to see it?"
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, come follow me, follow me. So as you go down, the steam kind of blurs your eyes, and it's less like hot steam, more of like a fast blowing mist that's
Okay.
getting rocketed out of the engine room, and it's
Hair's
this
clean. No
yeah.
worries.
You have a beautiful blowout now. It's gorgeous. It's amazing. So you go down and you see a brassy and ironwork network of engines and pistons pushing and pulling and gears shifting. But what you notice is there's actually no typical furnace. There's no heat
Okay.
that you would expect from any other kind of engine that you would have seen. You don't know a lot about engineering and machines, but you know
Yeah.
that on the Prime Material at least, like there's the ironworks and all that kind of thing. They use heat to like effectively run everything.
So how does this work exactly? I don't see like a
well,
furnace or anything.
What's a furnace?
Like something with fire in it?
Oh, we don't use a lot of fire. It's not at Simates, not at the Bularans. We don't use that very much. We use air crystals to power the engine.
Huh.
Yeah.
Can you show me what those look
Of
like?
course! And then he'll go over to a chest and we'll open it up. And you'll see dazzling inside, almost like foggy diamonds or like quartzy crystals.
Okay.
That's
So,
cool.
These are air crystals. We buy a lot of them from the Aarakocra and the Loxo GIF. They're big miners. And that's about actually where we're going to go trade. We're running pretty low ourselves. And we have to get some for the rest of the players, or we might fall out of the sky. The Wezo Bulera sends a lot of help to all of us. But he really doesn't, he's not really good at giving us fuel, you know?
Aww.
Especially for our airships. And we like a particular kind of airship. But, yeah, they're crystals. They do a lot of cool things.
How much do they cost?
You guys all speak so strange. What does cost mean?
Like, do you have to trade something to get
Oh,
these?
yes. We have lots of things. We mainly trade in leathers to get this. A few casks of leathers would get us about 20 breaths worth of air crystals.
And how much is in a crystal? Like a breath?
Oh.
What does that mean? I've never heard of that before.
Oh, well, breath. I don't know. It's a breath. It's when we know when to wake up and when to go to bed.
Oh, you have much.
Oh,
sugar.
okay.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
Yeah,
very
so
confused.
yeah, everyone is.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
But yeah, it's really cool. If you ever want to know anything about it, I'm not really a fully trained artificer, but I'm trying my best. Do you want to actually see a little project I've been working on down here?
I'd love to.
Come over here. My dad doesn't know about this. I haven't even told Nanimal yet. So
My lips are
Yeah.
sealed.
Thanks. And he'll lead you over to a little almost like desk area, and he'll like open up. He'll take out like a key ring and open like 3 different locks, and then open it up, and there's another box, and he opens up another couple locks, and he opens it up, and you hear as soon as the last lock opens, you hear like a whirring sound, and inside a little butterfly flutters
Aw.
out. But upon looking at it, it looks like it's like made of clockwork and very thin, almost like coppery lattices.
It's
Kinda do.
beautiful.
Yeah, I was told I wasn't supposed to start working on clockworks yet,
You
but
seem very talented.
thanks. I try my best. Well, you shouldn't be down here. It is quite dangerous. But I want to get back to work. But thank you for coming down here. Everybody else doesn't seem. I really want to talk to Pippin more, but he doesn't really seem interested in being my friend.
Yeah,
But that's
he's
okay.
He's been acting a bit strange the last few days. I mean, I've only just met him, really, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's okay. Thank you for coming to see.
yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Well, maybe we can talk some more. We have another long time before we get to the city. Yeah. Well, okay, just get out of here.
And then I'll
Thank
just
you.
like head out.
Yeah, and you'll climb back up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Logan, what would you like to be doing on your downtime?
So we all heal up, by the way, too.
Yes.
So everybody can heal
Nah.
up on.
Yeah,
Because I noticed that people's
Not
HP is
yet.
still like.
Why does this matter?
We're all almost dead. It's fine.
But okay, so obviously, this entire time I'm hyper focused on the egg.
Yes.
The egg is like my main priority. I try to feed it. I'm just kidding. But like, you know what I mean. I would feed it first, and then myself. So I'm taking
Pokes a
like
hole. He's like chewing food and stuff into the hole.
I'm taking like quick snacks and then back to cradling it like by the fire and stuff
Yep.
like that. At the same time, I'm consistently going inside of the snow globe, which I guess like we can reenact it or whatever. But I would go to Pippin and get his bag of holding and ask for the snow globe specifically.
That would have happened at some point.
Yeah,
just like
because I know that how busy he is, and he like every
You
time
guys all have free reign to the snow globe.
Yeah.
You really don't have to ask
and every
each
time
other
I
for
go
it.
inside to talk to Pippin, he just ignores me every time.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'll lift up a soldering mask, and then I'll ask Knack to hand me it, and then I'll hand it to you.
Thank you,
The
Pippin.
soldering mask.
I'm gonna wander over and I kind of go to an area where like some people on the ship can't like see me, especially like Bree, because I don't know what she would do. And I'm going to just go inside, talk to Vitriol,
Yeah.
tell him like, okay, hey, can you keep track of the egg for a little while?
Why do you want me to watch the egg?
I guess I'll go. So I go inside.
Yeah.
Hello, Vitriol. Long time no see.
Yeah, why do you want me to watch the egg?
I got to do some stuff on the ship. I want to find out a few
Oh.
things, and I need to be able to walk around without holding it. And I know
Well-
that you're the one that I can trust.
I appreciate that. This egg is
And
real interesting. I didn't even know it was an egg at first.
And
I
like
just
while
thought it
he's
was a big
talking,
rock.
while he's talking, I interrupt him. Because I know he'll just talk forever and ever and ever. So I'm like, oh, right, and then I just like immediately like boom, out of
Yeah, and then it just cuts off and you're gone.
yeah. So back out, I'm going to wander around, and now that I can talk to everybody on the ship, I'll go to the kids and go to
Yep.
Akano.
Is there anyone specifically you want to talk to? Like
Akano first.
Okay. And this is about this would be about, you would guess, 14 days into the journey at this
Okay.
point. Maybe not 14, maybe 12 days into the journey.
Akano, remember before I was asking questions about books of Wyverns, and you said you didn't know if you had any?
Yes. Oh, you were asking about books.
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't understanding the words you were using. You guys have so many words for a book. It's just one word in Oren. But so you want a book on wyvern care?
Something, I'm assuming it's a Wyvern. That's
Well, that is what you guys murdered to
Yes,
steal
right.
the egg from.
I would
so
hope that.
I would imagine that's what it was. And I don't really know very much. I haven't encountered very much, but I personally don't have any.
Any books on
Huiola
wild
might have something, so you can speak with her.
Huiola,
But I do Huiola.
Yeah, Huiola, yeah.
You know, my daughter, correct?
Yes,
You
yes,
know
yes.
her. But I doubt it. You could try. I would try, but I know that's one of our last stops. I'm not sure which one we're going to yet, but I think we are going to stop at an Aarakocra village. And the Aarakocra are known, especially some of the clans around this area, are very much known for their taming and breeding skills.
Of Wyverns.
Oh no, just of animals. in
Oh,
general.
okay.
There's a variety of animals. Well, I'm a Buleran, so I know a lot about Bulera and his kin. But other than that,
I'm very concerned that obviously you could tell when we were fighting the Wyverns, they just attacked us for no reason, right?
oh no, the wyvern, it was scared and it was getting attacked by harpies.
So you don't believe that? Because my concern is that this is born, and I'm hoping that it will know who I am and not try to attack me if I feed it.
I don't know really anything about
I'll go
wyvern
talk to.
intelligence.
I'll go talk to your daughter then, and hopefully she
Yes.
can help me out.
Well, hopefully, she can be quite standoffish. Just do your best.
I'll tell her you've sent me it. If that's a,
Ooh.
is that not a good idea?
Don't throw me into this, please.
Keep her
Yes.
Is there anything that she likes?
Involved.
Does she like anything specific? Trinkets of sorts?
She loves books.
I wish I had books. Thank you. And I'm gonna go over to.
Welcome. You have fun. I'm gonna go talk with Grace some more.
Who do I know in the group that might have a bunch of books on them? Or
I'm not gonna tell you.
can I roll to like?
Nope.
No. Okay.
You just have to remember.
Or just do it. Just
Pippin,
don't.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Pippin, I know you're busy in there, but I really could use some sort of book. Any book that you can do without us at this moment.
Vitril has a book on ice.
Ah, yes, the Book of Ice. And I'm gonna go back and Vitril, hello Vitril, and I'm gonna run into his cabin.
And
I grab the book, don't even talk to him, and then
It was the rom-com.
and then I look.
yeah. Roll a quick D4 for me.
D4.
Yep.
Okay.
Because if you do it this quick, you don't like the book.
One.
Okay.
All right. Excuse me, Wheeler. Wheeler.
And she's in the kitchen writing. Yeah, Brie. Oh, yes. What is it?
I heard that. I'm sorry. I was just curious. As you know, I've been caring for an egg for quite some time.
Yes, you look like quite an idiot.
So, I know. Sorry, I'm very confused.
Yes. Now, what do you want? I'm very busy trying to get these books in order.
Oh, books. Speaking of books, I actually have a book here, and I'm going to show her the Book of Ice.
Did she even read it?
Yeah. What is this?
It's a book. I don't know if you would like to read it in return to possibly help me with something.
It's not written in Oren. What is this written in?
Common, I believe.
Yeah, Oren is common. This is not written in common.
Oh.
I don't.
Sorry.
Thank you for the effort, I guess. But what do you want?
I'm trying to find out if you know of any way or have a book that could help me tame the wyvern or know more about it or animals of sorts.
I'm not an Aarakocra. I don't really care about that kind of thing. I don't think I have anything that can help you.
Is there anything I can do? You don't have anything that can help me. And can I tell that she's being like
You can roll insight.
Okay. I want to know if she's like trying to just push me away, kind of thing. So insight 16.
So you can tell that she is distinctly trying to push you
Just
away.
get away.
But you can also tell that she is being honest.
Okay.
But you can tell that she's trying to get you to stop talking to her.
Well, I did hear that we're going to the village, and I don't want to bother you any further. So
Yes. Well, yeah.
If you
We have a lot to do before we get to Fort Craven.
If you do come across anything or remember anything, please let me know. I'm very
I'll do my
worried.
best. Again, all I can tell you is when we get to the Aarakocra, talk to them.
As
Maybe at Fort Craven, you can talk to someone at the market.
As I walk away, before one last thing, how long until the wyverns hatch? Do you happen to know that?
And she's gonna kind of like look up for a second and roll her eyes. I told you I really don't know much about it, but just leave it with me for an hour and I'll take a look at it.
The egg.
Yeah, I can't tell how old the egg is if I don't look at it.
Will you be careful with the egg?
Of course I'm going to be careful with it. I'm going to be careful with everything I do. Now give it to me now or else I'm going to change my mind.
And then I quickly go into the thing, but I do this in front of her. I'm in the snow globe, boom, and then I go to grab it from Vitral.
Oh, hi,
Vitral, I'm sorry, I have to go now.
Gavin.
I know I've been very quick with everything, but it's very important, and I'm going to instantly go out.
And when you come out, he's on your shoulder as an egg.
So he's
He's like a pet rock with a little face on it.
Aw.
We all have to be very careful.
What did you just do?
It's. I can explain it to you if you like, but if you don't mind holding the egg first, I'm just very worried about it being a.
And she'll grab it very delicately in her like slender, like haired hands.
And I'm going to undo my clothing. Would you like to wear my clothes?
Why don't keep your clothes on? Keep your clothes on. And you can see her her dark skin kind of gets darker around her cheeks. Keep it on. Keep it on.
Sorry.
Just go away for an hour. I can't be distracted right now. Go.
Ooh.
Go.
I will where is she exactly? Where
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen. Okay. I'm going to. Is there an area where I can sit and watch her? But no. Okay.
No, yeah, well, you can stand on the other side of the
Like,
bay
I wanna,
door
like, just, like,
because there's a
side-eye
small
Big
port.
time.
There's a small porthole
Okay.
in the door of like the hole to the
That's
kitchen.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can stand at the door and like look in.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll sit around and wait.
Yeah, and you can just watch her for the next hour, and she's kind of tracing her fingers delicately over the egg, and she's making some notes. And she'll kind of look back at you every so often, and like quickly her eyes will dart back to the egg, but she makes eye contact with
She
you
does
a
know
few
that.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she'll eventually kind of look away for a second, and the door opens. I'm gonna be honest, I can't really tell. I don't know enough about it. I did my best. I'm guessing that maybe it probably has another like 50 breaths before it hatches at least.
And I'm
but-
calculating. I'm like, that's like 25 days from now.
Yeah, 50
Yeah.
breaths. I
And
would
it's been
guess.
14 days, so.
So from now, it looks fairly mature. I can feel movement inside the egg as it just rests. So that's a good sign. Something's in there for sure.
So I'm doing things right, and I'm like entering. I'm just like,
I'm
I'm going to take it back, and I'm going to back upstairs or sit outside and keep it warm.
Okay. So, after a few days, all of these things happen. You guys are doing whatever you're doing, which we'll find out later. Eventually, we'll say, Knack, would you spend a decent amount of time on deck, do you think? Or would you spend most of the time with Pippin?
I would be with Pippin for as long as I needed to be.
Okay.
The rest of the time probably on deck.
Okay. So, it is towards the end of one of your, rest periods at this point. You've become adjusted finally to the endless daylight, the endless sunless light that is the plane of air, and it's a fairly breezy day. And roll a perception check for me as you're on deck.
Rolls.
Oh,
We gotta keep it.
It's because it's on that slanted. Yeah, it's on that slanted page.
It's
Why
just
did I ask
relatively
you for
low.
help?
It doesn't matter. You still rolling bad.
10.
10.
Yeah.
So you see clouds in the distance. They almost look like mountains, and it's a very defined shape, and it's very interesting. Something you have noticed over the past couple days is there have been more instances of islands and broken slivers of land floating around, and you've even seen one that is just simply a lake, and you can see a large bird perched on it, drinking out of the water at one point. But that's all you really see in the distance.
Cool.
Nakano will walk up to you. You enjoying it up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent a bit of time on a ship prior to
Oh.
coming here, yeah.
A ship, so you've been in the air before.
Well, on the other plane, the material plane.
Yes, I don't understand.
Well, they stay in water, you see.
This water big enough to have a boat in it?
Yes.
Where would you go? Around the lake?
No.
Uh,
From I don't know, like island to island, much like we are through the air, only through water.
That doesn't. That sounds wrong.
Yes,
I don't like that at all. No. Well, speaking of wrong, did you notice that in the distance? I saw you staring.
Oh, I don't know. I look like a cloud to me.
Oh, you have some bad eyes. Look
Yeah.
again.
Okay, look
Look
again.
again. And you can see the shape of the clouds that you thought were mountains. You can see that it actually is like a face of some sort of like really large, massive cliff face that like spreads across almost the whole horizon that you can see.
That was a thing.
I me too. I thought it was a face. Like
No, cliff, like a sheer
It was
cliff.
like a giant
Shelby.
titan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I noticed that now.
we finally made it. It's been a long journey, but that's the Shattered Continent.
Interesting.
Mhm. We're gonna be ducking close to it soon.
What's wrong?
I don't like it there. No, not much people do. It's not really charted very well. You won't meet a lot of people from our plane, especially the Valerans. The Earth is the land is scary. It's unknown.
Oh.
I don't like knowing that there's something deep beneath my feet. I can't just jump and be free from whatever I need to be from. I can just fly wherever I need to go. I just stuck. Like there's only 3 directions. This
Oh,
is
wow.
terrifying. It's disgusting.
That's the exact opposite of how I feel.
You guys are all strange. I've come to know that over the past few days. But if you want to go tell your friends, we'll be there within we'll be there within a few hours. If they want to see, I don't know. I'd prefer not to stop, but if you guys really need to get this land out of you, this is the time.
Yes. Well, I'll go round them up.
Okay, and I'll go back to the steering wheel.
I'll go round them up.
Okay. So each in turn, you guys can decide what you want to do with the knowledge.
Why do we have to go up? What's going on?
I'm still, I don't know, the shattered land.
I'm gonna be stirring a huge vat of solution that
And
I've
I'm
been
just
making.
holding and like talking to my egg.
We're all in the bottom of the ship.
like
That's-
land.
I was actually praying at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
we
you-
arrived at the villages. It's about time.
Are we there?
Well,
Are we
I'm
at the
definitely
Tower of Rest
interested.
already?
The shattered continent.
Yeah.
That's our location, though. We're trying to get to the Tower of Rest.
Oh, we're not at the villages. Where are we then?
I'm so confused.
Okay, Tenaculum, can you keep stirring this?
And Tenaculum will like glob onto the tip of
Does
it.
Knack look worried? Like, what does he look like? Like, is he just...
Like there was like a mountain floating, like everything else around here floats, and that's pretty much what's happening.
So what do we need to go upstairs for?
I don't know. I guess we can get the land out of us.
What does that mean?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm assuming.
Like, go to the bathroom?
Knack, you're very
Yeah.
confusing. It's been a long time since we've talked, I know that. But you gotta explain it to us a little bit better. Why do we need to leave where we are? It's very warm down here, and the egg seems to be liking it down here.
I haven't came up above deck in 15 days.
Well, I think it's kind of like a grounding thing, you know. So we're not used to really flying all the time, so we could be on land if we wanted.
Okay,
We don't have to.
I'll go see the sun again. Or I guess there's no sun. The light.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go above then. And I'm gonna look for Akano as soon as I get upstairs.
They're kind of steering the ship.
I'll go up to where Akano's at. Akano, what is Knack talking about? That we need some...
Oh.
We're going somewhere?
Well, I thought it would be nice, and we would, if you guys needed to stop and be on dry land for a minute, we could stop for a moment and you guys can rest for an evening.
To be fair, the last time we were on dry land, we were being attacked by a large bird, but I guess I can find
Oh,
it.
well, I can't promise that won't happen again. That could happen right now, for all I know.
I'm praying that it don't.
I'm so Akano, never mind. And I'm gonna go, and I'll go back to where Knack is.
So what are you doing with this information?
Me?
Yeah.
I am. Well, I will speak further about what, like, Erie's been up to, kind of like during this whole
after,
journey.
yeah.
But I am very unconcerned with the issues of the adults. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to make a decision about it. You guys can figure it out.
I love it. Okay.
That's her stance on it.
Okay.
She's not gonna.
So,
Wait.
And this is Akana. So you guys just let me know. Am I stopping?
I don't.
I'd like to stop.
I could probably harvest some herbs.
I think it'd be fun.
So we're going to risk the fact of getting attacked again, but
We
You
could
guys-
get attacked in the
not?
sky.
Yeah, you
We
just
better-
said that.
The
Fly.
sky pirates could come out of anywhere.
We've been
I thought we
attacked in
wouldn't
the
have-
sky.
but we just Akano reassured us that we wouldn't be
Oh,
attacked by pirates.
We don't
Oh,
know
I
that.
never said that.
Pirates.
Yeah, there's sky
When did I
pirates.
say that
Oh.
we wouldn't be attacked by pirates?
Earlier today, you mentioned about that. I asked about pirates and if we should take the head off the bird and attach it to the front of the ship.
Oh,
You
that
said-
was like
That
that
was-
was like
that was like
30
That
breaths
was
ago.
breaths ago.
That was so long ago.
What's a breath?
A breath
Oh,
is
it's a
breath
breath.
is half a day.
Yes.
What's a day?
Approximately
Don't
2 breaths
worry.
a day.
Two breaths.
Two
Yes.
breaths is one day.
2 breaths is one
No,
day.
2 breaths is 2
Oh,
breaths.
high five!
breath.
Oh, high five!
You got it.
So looking at my arm,
Regardless, I would like to go on land.
We will go at the beginning of second breath, and you can sleep if you need to.
Look
Great.
at how inviting that
Enjoy
is.
the
Second
grass
breath.
or whatever there is.
Night.
Nighttime.
But
Well, night day.
I'm gonna be
Day.
honest. We will not be flying over. We will dock at the edge of the cliff.
Yes.
Yes, I don't want my ship over land.
Sounds
Are you gonna fly under the continent?
Oh no, we're actually going to be. The continent is more of a guide. We're going to be using it to show us towards the forts.
But okay, I'm confused. We're approaching this cliff face. When we leave, are you gonna go above it or under it?
We're going to go lateral to it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we are not going to be flying anywhere near that ghastly rock. Oh,
I'm gonna go back in and talk to Wheela, but after you guys are doing your stuff.
You say the name different every time.
Well, I always want to say Wheela, but it's like
It's
why-
Wheela.
Wheela.
Hello.
It's with wind.
I'm looking for Willow.
Aloha. Aloha.
Iowa. What?
Quail.
so you guys, over the course of the night, the rest of the day, this was early on in the first breath. You guys make it to the continent, and you see, as you get closer and closer, it kind of dominates the land, and Nak, you especially. It feels like you're coming into shore from a long time at sea, from seeing nothing around you but the blueness of the sky and the blueness of the water almost meshing into one. You approach the cliff face, and you're slightly above it, so you have a good view of the grasses and the endless sea, and you see small forests dispersed. But you can see that it's largely like, you don't really see anything. It's just blowing grass along the surface of this continent, all across, all like as far to your left and right that you can see. Whoever is on deck can roll a perception check for me.
Well,
Cool, nat 20.
20.
2! Wow!
Three.
What?
Yeah.
On the percent!
I did not. do that.
No way!
Not part
High
of that.
five, high five.
Okay, guys,
That's funny.
what the heck? on the perception
Perception.
check.
Did they see their future?
You also
Yeah, your eyes roll back in your head,
Connected right now?
and
That's
you
so
guys,
Raven.
you guys are all standing on deck, and you turn your heads all left at the same time,
I would.
and you
Except
can
for-
see within the grasses that endless sea. And you can tell even from the distance, and this is you can tell the grass seems. You can see it blowing, and you're like very far away, so you can like tell this grass is probably incredibly tall. And it doesn't really look like. You can tell it's a grass, but it doesn't look like normal grasses. It looks foreign, something strange about it. But you can see an area almost cut out of the grass in the circle form, a little way into the continent. And you can see in the center of this, you can see a strange spire with a large brown shape on the tip of it. And that's what you see.
Hey, look! We all point at the same
Hey,
time.
y'all see that?
You all say, you all turn and, hey, look. and
And
Bree's
Bree's like, what?
looking the other way.
Yeah, Bree, the shattered continent's this way.
Yeah, I'm looking like behind.
At
I'm
the-
like, I don't see
At
it.
the end of the
I don't know what you guys are
I
looking
don't
at right now.
see it.
So before going on, the reason why I'm going down is so I can bring the egg to Wheela, and I'm going to ask her if she would. Excuse me. Would you be willing to watch the egg while I talk again?
I have a lot of work to do. Just leave the egg. Just go.
I'm not going to leave the egg. I'm going to go I'm going to go to a safe place, go inside the snow globe, and give it to Vitril.
Hey.
I have the snow globe.
Sorry, I'll find it. Well, I'll go to where the snow globe is at then.
Oh, hey. Roman, thanks for the egg again.
We do have
It's
to.
really good. I'm really excited to spend some quality time with this egg. He seems like a really good guy. We've had some really great conversations together. It's a great listener. Really, like, just gets me.
And that's why I bring it here for you.
We're all standing outside.
And then boom,
Where
out of
is
it.
Lona?
And then boom, out of the snow globe.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Vigil likes to talk quite a bit.
And the Vigil comes out as a little snowy monkey hanging on your hair.
That's Vitral. He's sort of an ice elemental who lives inside this magical snow globe that we can teleport into.
Huh.
Fun story.
Interesting.
Nice guy. Chatty.
He is chatty. Do you guys see that spire over there?
Sure do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All of us blink with our giant eyes.
Never seen anything more
Yeah.
clear.
It's so high depth, like the cameras.
Yeah, they cleared out everything around
But
it
before we
too.
leave, do you mind leaving the snow globe and Vigil here, please? I don't.
Why?
I don't want anything to happen to it.
But our money.
I'm bringing the snow globe.
Money.
What?
Why would we leave it where it could possibly get stolen, damaged, forgotten?
When you want to have it with you,
Yeah, what if somebody throws
so
it
you
off
can
the
protect
ship?
it?
Here, I'll take the snow globe and I'll toss it into the bag of holding. Flump. Now it's extra layers of safe.
Alright, and as we're walking, I'm going to put my foot out in front of Pippin, and I'm going to act like I didn't know that I was about to trip him. You know what I mean? Like that, like when people are walking, he's like,
Roll a dexterity saving throw, Pippin.
14.
You pass. You're fine. You notice the foot. You feel your leg touches his
What
leg.
is your problem?
"Oh, sorry," and I'm gonna act like I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm gonna walk over by Knack.
Yeah.
What's his problem?
I don't know. I need to get back to the work.
I think we all just need some time off that ship.
Yeah.
I can't stand being around any of you.
Remember
Oh.
when you lied to me about eating my donkey?
Yeah, can we address that as a group?
Yeah. I think we should.
Everyone,
Wait, what happened?
Lonan told Knack that we ate Greta.
I could have sworn that
Delicious?
I could have sworn we ate something, but I didn't remember correctly.
We ate
Obviously,
potatoes.
What? If you don't know, why do you just make things up?
it's what came to my memory at the time.
What?
I don't
Oh,
think we ever killed
we
that.
That's
should-
not called memory. That's imagination.
We should inform you. Gray, do you want to tell him what we learned
Oh,
about Lonan's
Lonan?
memories?
Oh,
yeah.
right. That's kind of a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Lonan's a criminal.
Bree's just standing there.
Maybe.
Possibly.
What?
And he's
Just
being
taking it all.
accused of killing the Merchant King.
Which you knew,
I
but
didn't know that.
it turns out that he
And he
probably
did it.
actually did
Yeah.
kill the Merchant
Bree.
King.
But,
Roll
like-
a history check for me.
But it's...
But he probably
Yeah.
was not aware he was doing it while he was
Yeah.
doing it.
Okay, so
You
for
like it.
example, are you familiar with the Zone of Truth spell?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I am.
Can you cast it?
Yes, I can.
Oh, you can do it too?
So can Gray.
I can do it.
Oh,
too.
nice.
Long story short, we cast Zone of Truth on Lonan, and he cannot lie and say he didn't kill the Merchant King, so he probably did. But he also doesn't remember killing the
He has
Merchant
a
King.
gap of memory between the kitchen and when the king was dying, and we cannot explain it, but also isn't lying. He really, truly does not remember what happened.
So when he tells you he ate your donkey, he didn't, and we don't know what of his memories are
So
real
this
or
is the first
not.
you've heard of this.
Wait. So we can't trust anything he says.
No, it's
True.
the donkey. I just could have sworn that we
Just
did. I'm
within the
sorry.
past 5 years, maybe.
I trust you, Lonan,
Thank you.
except when you trip me.
Well, I just want to make sure my egg is safe. And
Your egg is safe.
But you threw the snow.
But why did you try
All
to
I'm
trip
saying
him?
is that he lied about Sophia,
True.
and
What? It wasn't a lie. I didn't recollect the proper situation. I'm
It's
sorry.
just such a drastic.
yeah, you
It's
could
the opposite of what happened.
Should we use Zone of
Yeah.
Truth again?
Maybe you dreamed it.
you
It's,
could have
it's possible. I'm not too sure.
you
We've
could
been on
have
the
just
ship.
said I don't remember.
Sometimes Lonan just lies for no fucking reason.
That's what I mean. So
So Akono's gonna kind of like walk his way. You guys, during this conversation, you guys didn't realize, but Akono walked up right behind you, and now he's gonna speak in a very loud voice, like right directly into you guys' ears. We're almost there.
yeah, we can see.
Announcement.
What is that tower?
Oh, I didn't see that before. I don't know. It looks Aarakocran to me.
Era Cochrane.
Yeah, you see the large like spire like that is set on.
Mhm.
They don't only build like that, so they can't like. They don't need to put anything on the ground.
Oh,
They have to put everything high up.
looks airy.
But
I
I
don't
can't
know.
quite tell. I don't know why any Eric Cochrane would be on the Shattered Continent. Sounds awful.
This looks like a mystery.
We all pull out
A
our
symbol.
we all pull out our magnifying glasses.
Yeah.
We need to
Sorry,
investigate
are we
this.
in a Scooby-Doo episode?
Officially,
Yeah,
yes.
he looks like a hound dog.
I know.
This is like a video game where it's just like, hey, there's a question mark over that.
Yeah, you look at your mini map and it shows a little picture of a star.
Kano just explained it.
Yeah, and then he turns and he like clips through the boat, kind of like walks
Walking
away.
in place.
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys want to go to the town over there?
Is it a town?
It's some sort of Eric
What if it's an
Cochrane structure.
abandoned zombie-like place?
What's a zombie?
Sorry, what?
The zombie?
We were fought like a whole bunch of them.
Do you remember those bugs that
They
were
came
reanimated?
back.
Oh.
The undead?
That's true. We
Undead.
should be very careful about those things.
Yeah.
Mac, you weren't there for that. Neither you, Bree, but
Yeah.
it
Too
just
bad.
Yeah, they killed some
I would've
air
liked to see
elementals.
some
and
undead.
stuff.
That would have been useful.
Yeah, they could be undead air
Sure.
Cochrans.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Well, I want to go steal the ship again. Just wanted to let you know.
Don't leave without us.
Please.
We're not there yet. How could I leave without you?
Oh, when we get there.
Why would I leave without you?
I'm just
Have I
letting
done
you-
that before?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk
He
away.
seems like a very trusting man. I don't think that he would.
Thank you, Bree.
I need to
He
get
does.
back to the
You
bottom
really
of
get
the
it.
ship.
You're like, regret this already.
Yeah.
this is why Pip stays in with his machines all day.
So, as you guys swoop down towards this strange structure, the large spire topped by a strange wooden house-ish thing, we're going to take our break for the evening. So, thank you all for coming in so far. Awesome at session 24. Happy Valentine's Day once again, and don't forget to stick around. We'll be back. Welcome back! Hello, everybody. Welcome back from break for session 24 of All Fun and Dice. What we so in the last half of the session, our group went flying through the skies on some downtime after leaving Eagle's Point, barely alive. But they have finally reached a waypoint that they know they're probably maybe about halfway through their journey. They have reached the Shattered Continent, and Ikano has been kind enough to allow you guys to dock, despite his own discretions and his own biases against the Shattered Continent and any large, massive land. So you guys, as flying towards it, you saw a strange, tall tower structure with a large bulbous tip within the sea of grass that Ikano identified as some sort of air corporate structure. And you guys have just flown down and docked on the edge of the Shattered Continent. And even though the grass is stories tall, you can see slightly above it, off in the distance, the large wooden structure. Well, be back by next breath.
Okay.
So,
If not, I'll have to come after you guys, and I don't really want to do that. Be
That's
safe,
fair.
Bree.
Thanks.
That is exactly
Let's go
12
explore.
hours.
Do you need anything? I could grab you something.
Well, if there's anyone there, see if they're willing to trade, and if they're willing to come back, I do have some things that I need. I'm looking for possibly some more air crystals, if they have any. So I would imagine not. They don't. I didn't see any ships, but
What's an
I'll
air
ask.
crystal?
yeah, air crystals. Sorry.
We don't really have time, guys.
yeah, it's okay. I
I
believe,
know.
Lucky Mel told me that Bree knows what that is, so she can help.
Oh,
Oh, what's that?
interesting.
I've just been so
Okay, well,
busy.
be safe.
Yeah, same.
And Pippin's eyes are like sunken 3 inches into his head. And it's like,
I would like to specify that I am changing from. I did look like a monkey,
Which like one of the monkeys that you saw?
Yes.
What color? What do you?
I would like to look like one of the twins.
Okay, so like the kind of longy, lemur face with the dark ring-tailed.
So I'm changing from that back into Eerie.
Okay.
Like I was that this whole time when we were on the top of the ship, just looking around.
But everybody recognizes you because you're close at this point,
But
right?
like I'm changing to go on land. I'm changing back into
Yep.
Eerie.
Okay.
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 Default white Eerie.
Do with the black eyes.
I imagine when you say eerie, that's what.
Now my
eerie
new
is.
default is like
Is the buggy.
changeling Eerie.
Okay,
Yeah.
true form.
True
Yeah.
form.
True.
Alien
So-
looking.
Okay. So you guys are off. What do you guys want to do right off the bat?
Well, I guess we should walk towards the direction of that Aarakocra structure.
I think we should be rather cautious, considering what happened last time. Should we spread out a little bit more, just in
It
case?
could be mysterious.
We could get there quick. Hey, can you summon your demon horse?
Of course.
What?
And then you'll hear a shudder as like a shadow almost.
The ground.
The endless light almost seems to dim in the grayscale around you guys. There's a buzzing and a shake, and in front of you, like the grass in front of you will burn down, and behind it, a large, dark stallion will be standing there, and the color will return.
This is Gray's horse. What is its name?
It's still in progress, but right now I'm going with vigilant.
Its
And
name-
you'll feel like almost like you're really good at emotions because of the horse.
Yeah.
But you feel like happiness and joy and hearing the name and it whinnies.
There. I think he likes it. Very happy with that.
The
Yeah.
vigilance.
And it's very tall. It
Vigilance.
is.
What would happen if we tried to touch? If I tried to touch it? Is it? I try to touch it.
So you walk up and
You die. No, just.
So you walk up
Yeah.
and it kind of like sternly, it like almost tilts its head up away from you.
It's too.
But you put its hand on it and it has almost like this chill to it. You're expecting it to have like a warmth of a body, but it almost like it feels like a corpse.
Ooh.
But it's and you can feel it's like the breath like
It's
in its
alive.
chest.
What
but
emotion?
it's very chilly.
What emotion can I feel from him?
Stoicism, just kind of like neutrality. A little bit of disgust, but only the faintest amount.
Gray, why don't you ride ahead on vigilance and
Oh.
see what you can see?
I could do that. And Eerie, I think he maybe needs a little bit more time to warm up to you.
Okay.
I
Just
don't.
a little bit more time to warm up in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Ah,
You
You don't know that.
He seems
That was
quite
Nick.
peaceful.
He's really warm with me.
That was
I don't know if I
Oh.
like this, Gray.
Oh, it's fine. And then
Uh,
I'll
Oh,
start
it's fine.
walking
Oh,
up
it's
to it,
fine.
and then
You'll
he'll just
walk
kind of
up.
lower down.
yeah, like as Gray walks up, the horse will kneel to Gray.
And then I just saddle up, and then I'll
So polite.
go up
And
there.
get up. And as you go in the grass, and the grass is like well above your head, even being on Vigilance's back. And as you go forward, you do eventually, after about like 15 minutes on horseback, you come out into the clearing. And you can see the thick, almost like trunk-like pole that supports the large beam. And it almost seems impossible. It seems like the weight should not distribute properly on the top compared to this pole. But it seems like but it's too high up for you to tell quite how sturdy the
Does
structure
it
is.
kind of look like a giant birdhouse?
Think of it like the CN Tower, but like with a really exaggerated top.
Wow.
Like it's like the CN, like
Yeah.
like what?
Okay.
What's it made of?
mushroom?
Yeah, like a mushroom. I don't know why I went with CN Tower. Fucking A, eh?
Tell me about it.
But it looks like it's
You're
made,
like, what's the tallest structure I
but
know
it's made of some sort of strange grainy wood. It doesn't look. It's not like a wood you can identify.
Do I see anybody?
Looking around, you actually see smaller structures on the ground and what appears to be like pens and like big fenced areas with buildings attached to them
Okay.
or buildings inside of them. Some are dug out a little lower, some have hills in them, but they look like some sort of enclosures. You can see maybe half a dozen of varying sizes around the area.
Okay. I'll proceed and kind of like maybe look for kind of like an entrance or something.
Roll investigation, and while you do that, we'll jump back to the rest of the group. Are you guys following after Gray and Vigilance?
Yeah.
Okay, remember that roll. We'll come back to you in a second.
It's
I'll
not
remember.
hard to forget.
So,
After the nat 20s.
so I haven't really spoken to any of you for the last 15 days. How is everyone enjoying their trip?
It's been good, except for the fact that I've been missing hanging out with you.
You can come talk to me when I'm working if you want.
I tried quite a few times, but you don't seem to be wanting to have any conversations with me.
I'm just really busy. I have this big project me and Knack are working on.
I didn't realize you guys were together.
Sorry, to get... and then, like, as I said, like, no.
You're
no.
sweet.
Yuri,
Yeah.
catch me up.
I don't even know what's happening right now, to be honest with you.
We're all together.
Yes. One
Together
big group.
forever.
So we're one big
Hey,
happy.
hey, no judgment.
We're one big happy group.
Hey, hey.
Right? Please eyes widen a little bit.
Yeah.
Now that is a little concerning.
I have no idea what they're talking about. I think they're just friends.
So what kind of project are you guys working on?
We're building a device.
It's a secret.
That we can eventually know about?
Yeah, one day.
Today? Perhaps today. What happened to us not having any secrets?
Yuri, does he seem jealous?
Who?
Lonan.
He always seems jealous.
Oh look! It looks like Gray's reached the location.
You guys can't see Gray. Guys, the grass is like 20 feet tall. You can't see.
I didn't realize it was that tall.
I said it 3 times.
the resonance
We're
of that
pushing
nat 20.
through the grass.
Yeah, that's-
Oh, this grass.
Oh my god.
No, I'm building a vat that will be able to contain some sort of biological structure that I plan on developing.
I'm just gonna... I have no idea what he's talking about. Oh, right. Interesting.
Wow.
Yes.
Knack, before we continue, you mentioned about creating some arrows. Perhaps when we get back on the ship, you mentioned you needed an hour to do so.
Yeah. I
Is
can
this-
do it for you though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you need any supplies from me, just let me know.
Just gold.
Okay. Well, that's inside of our communal bag.
What? Communal
No.
gold.
We all hold our own gold. We just have a group. We have a group pile
Oh,
inside the snow globe.
that's good to know.
Yeah, there's about 200 gold in there.
Oh, I have 4.
Oh, really?
Jeez.
Four.
What you been doing with all your gold?
Well,
Knack, what
see,
happened?
You see,
Seems like a burden on the group. No gold.
well, when I left, we were poor, and I just stayed that way.
We're rich now.
So,
Do you know how many properties we own? I'm just kidding. We don't own any properties.
Look at all your timeshares.
Can I maybe even, because I don't want to assume that I just make the connection, because I made the connection, not that Yuri has made it. That,
If you think Erie would have made the connection, I will leave it up to you fully. I don't know what it is.
but
if you
I don't
figured it
know
out-
if she would because she's quite distracted right now.
Then I would say probably not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Never
but
mind.
I'll leave it up to you.
I'd like to roll for it, perhaps.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
you roll your dice.
I'd like to
you can
roll
even hide
to
it.
see if I have made a connection between the discussion and experience that I had with Pippin about him wanting me to turn into someone who is dead, and him creating a vat to hold a body.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you decide. Like,
No.
If
This
it's-
is fully your decision.
Well, I rolled before I made the decision what the cutoff number was.
so that's fine. Just pick a number.
Just pick a
Just
number.
pick a number.
Above 10 is yes. Below 10
Okay.
is no.
Then no, I didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Lucky.
So, how have you been enjoying the show?
It's been really nice. You're really the only one that I haven't gotten to speak to much.
Sorry, I've been really busy.
I know, you're making that big tub.
Yeah, it's coming along nice. You've
Okay.
seen it.
Well, just the little bits and parts of it.
Yeah.
Is it for us to finally have a bath?
No.
Oh, I can make one of those.
Though I can put one of you in there if you die.
I could just revive somebody.
Would this preserve someone if they're dead to revive them?
Hopefully.
Or I can do it.
That's intriguing.
So if one of us dies,
Poor Knack. Again.
We're like, hush now.
interesting.
Alright,
I'm not fighting you.
I don't mean to.
I'll remember that.
It's good having another healer here. After all, we've been relying on just a few of us. So
I've literally been trying to heal everyone with Gray's help, and it's been so hard.
Speaking of Gray,
Yes.
How is
Transition.
that boy?
Speaking of.
What'd you roll for your perception check?
Natural one.
Oh god, you are very sidetracked, and it's kind of very overwhelming. And I'll let you decide how you act, but you feel kind of reserved and almost like a bit wary
Oh,
about this.
vigilant.
Yeah, vigilant.
Always.
Always
Super on edge.
Yeah. You're very You're just like you don't have a good feeling right now. So yeah.
Okay. I'll kind of get a little bit closer. I'm not going to enter any pens or anything else like that, but once I do a kind of like a full 360, I'll kind of head back
Okay.
and then just kind of survey the area and I'll let them know what I found.
Okay. So at the end of the conversation you were having, Gray will appear out of the grass once more. You'll see Vigilance's head first, with its dark, almost like dead-looking eyes.
What'd you see?
It's a strange structure, almost mushroom with some grainy wood kind of like texture.
Did you see anybody though?
I didn't see anybody.
So it's safe to go there.
I don't know. I gotta caught this like very eerie kind of like. Oh no, sorry. I got this strange feeling about it, and I was really staying vigilant when I was kind of surveying the area. So I think we should all go together, not just one person.
But okay, so you believe it's okay to go there, though, not?
I feel
Not
like I don't
dangerous.
want to go alone.
You already did.
I didn't go in.
Oh, and
No, I just kind of went around.
I feel like it can't be that bad.
I mean, I
don't think
didn't
that they would
see
leave
it.
us here if it was going to be super, super.
Yeah.
bad.
And if we could take care of a gigantic bird, I think we can take whatever is here.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Might just be like
Die.
a silly superstition.
And even if we do die, we can get revived. Apparently.
Yeah, we can get.
well, see,
I'm not
the
there.
thing about that
What do you mean?
is not today.
What do you mean not today?
Today.
Well, like 2 breaths from now.
So you
Only-
can
We're only here
you
for
can
one
revive
breath.
someone from the dead.
Yeah,
How does it matter how long they've been dead?
yeah,
Oh,
Like they probably
It kinda
couldn't
has
be
to
like
be-
rotten.
yeah. It kind of has to be like right away.
and do you need their body?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
no,
you-
no reason. Just curious.
You're kind of focusing in on
But I
this
can do
question.
other things too, though, with like dead bodies.
Me too.
Well, I think we should head over to the mushroom
I mean,
structure.
I could maybe like reanimate one or like talk to it.
I'm dying.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just
to
walk
know.
away faster.
I think we'll be working together very closely.
Onward.
So like,
Vigilance.
if somebody died, I could get their last wishes from them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. So as you guys are walking, at the end of this conversation, you guys do appear into the clearing, and you guys all see the pens. But I do want everybody else, except for Gray, to roll a perception check.
Ooh.
Not good. 8.
13.
22.
Ooh, 20.
Wow.
18.
19. So, what'd you roll? Pippin?
8.
Okay, so everybody but Pippin.
And-
You guys see all. No, you see all this. You see the plane. You see the pens, and you see the strange mushroom-like CN tower.
Could you describe the pens to me again? What do you mean by pens?
I will in a second.
Okay.
Don't worry. This you guys
It's
know
like
this.
pages, not pens.
Yeah,
So you guys,
like fenced in areas.
yeah, that's a pen.
I was thinking of like
This
this.
was-
Yeah.
I was
The
not
pencils.
thinking about
I was
it.
not thinking of
There's
that.
just a bunch of.
I said some are dug in and some are like hilly.
And then there's like a big sign.
So you guys are walking around, and you guys walk in, and so everybody sees the pens once again. But Pippin, you're kind of distracted by the large mushroom-like woody tower. That's kind of that is up towering above you guys. But the rest of you guys notice that within the varying pens, you can see some slight movements within them. And upon who rolled higher than a 15?
All 3 of them.
Okay, so the 3 of you guys, you notice that in one that is closest to you, you can see that in this small, almost like straw-like hut in the center, you can see walking out of it a strange bird-like creature, but instead of having 2 legs, it has 3, and its body is almost like one fully condensed little circle with a beak sticking out of it. It's kind of like trotting around
Like a
inside the
tripod?
pen.
Like a dodua.
Like a penguin?
Yeah, but it has 3 legs instead of 3 heads.
Sorry, yeah.
And then who rolled over 20? You guys notice, Lonan and Eerie, you guys notice on one of the far ones, you can actually see an almost like golden shape on one of the more hilly, mountainous ones. And it has almost like what appears to be like an elephant-like silhouette to it.
Cool.
From this distance, it's kind of like perched on the very top of a mountain, which it doesn't seem like it should be able to get up there.
I don't know if we know what this is, but I think it's probably a farm of some sort.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
I have a bad feeling that this is something worse than that.
What do you think it is?
What? Sorry.
Maybe like a smuggler's, like, exotic animal creature kind of situation.
Exotic traders.
Because I've never seen anything like these before. But then again, I've never been on this plane.
I've never seen anything like any of this before.
Well, let's approach.
What do you guys even
cautious then,
see?
I guess just make sure that we're not going to get attacked by anybody again.
Alright, shields up.
Great. Now that we're close and you're on horseback, any chance that you want to go up to the door and knock on it while we wait back here?
I don't
On
even
this
see the
horse?
entrance.
Why don't you let me stealth?
No one
And
saw
I'm
the
going
door.
to try and stealth.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
well, how-
go sneak in there.
So,
Isn't the
you would
grass
know
short?
that it would be hard to stealth in this area, just because all the grass is cut very low, and there aren't like a lot of structures between the pens. It's like
You're-
big open like fieldy space.
You can do it. I believe in you.
So you can see how well you can like quickly move. You can still roll, but it'll be hard. I'm gonna let you know it's gonna be hard,
Do it.
and you would recognize that.
19.
19. So you do manage to go very quietly and like quickly, like Naruto
Wait,
run.
plus my proficiency bonus.
Yeah, did you not do that?
No, it's already in
22.
there.
No, it's in here already?
Yeah, that number
Yeah,
is
the
plus your
number's
proficiency
in
when I started.
Okay,
Yeah.
19.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
don't
you like
think-
Naruto run quickly up, and you guys can't hear her footfalls, but Pippin and Knack, I'm gonna have the two of you roll a perception check for me, really quick.
Sorry, I just got ankle over me.
Ooh,
And I'm not
That
very
one.
pers-
Oh god.
10.
Okay. So you watch Eerie Naruto run into the field towards the one with this. Wait, what pen do you want to?
The golden elephant pen.
That's like the farthest one.
Then the closer one.
Okay.
One somewhere between the three-legged bird and the golden elephant.
Okay, so you went to the one that there's. It's the one that has like a little crevice and a little pool of water in it, but you don't see anything in it
Okay.
right away. So you kind of like Naruto run over,
Okay.
and as you get closer, you run up to the fence, and you can hear like the sloshing of water within it, but you don't see anything in it yourself. And after a few moments, a few breaths, you don't hear anything. What do you want to do? You guys are all just standing like at the edge of the grass,
Hey, she's pretty fast.
and you see Eerie kind of like poking around this like
Darted.
strange, and like when you touch the wood of the fence post, it's almost like squishy, almost like porous.
Is there a door, like a lock, anything?
Not that you see in this area.
On like the pen? Like it's not, can't be
No.
opened at all?
No.
Can I fit through the bars of
Yes.
the pen?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through the
Yeah.
bars of the pen.
Okay, so as you go in, it's a like almost like a marshy area where it dips in towards the center. There's a ring around it, and you can see in the middle that it's like kind of bubbling and gurgling in the center.
Is there any rocks on the ground or anything?
Maybe you see a small rock.
Can I throw a rock in?
You throw a rock in, and when it hits,
And I'm gonna kind of back up against the edge in case.
so
I
you
kick it
expect it to go into the water, but it bounces off of it, and the bubbling slows, and you can see the form kind of like mushes to
out.
the
Okay,
ground.
Yeah, it's an animal. I'm gonna back
And you
out
see
that pen.
a large, like salamander, like muddy blue shape, kind of like form out of the weird bubble. You can tell it was kind of like in a ball moving around, and it kind of like looks up, and you see its eyes kind of roll, and 1, 2, 3, 4,
Cool.
dozens of eyes open all along the front of its head, and it kind of rolls and looks at you, and kind of. It just kind of looks.
It's not aggressive.
It doesn't look like
I'm already
it's
halfway
like.
out of the pen. I'm just.
Yeah, but you saw that.
Okay.
And as you're stepping out, all of you will hear and see. Hey, what are you doing down there?
Run
What are
back.
you doing down there? And you'll see up in the sky, you'll see flapping of wings, kind of like slowly as like lurching through the sky, the shape of some Aarakocra man
Cool.
flying. What are you folks doing here?
I'm gonna
What are you folks doing here?
put him down.
And it'll land right between Eerie and you guys, but he's not even looking at you. He's looking at you. What are you doing on my pen?
Sorry, I thought it was water and I was thirsty.
This is my home. You can't just come in here and take my things.
I didn't know anyone. We told that nobody lived here.
You're told by who?
By a friend.
My friend. No one. Who is your friend?
Sir.
You're not. I'm like.
Oh, you guys are
way
way
in
far
the
away?
distance.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, like, you guys can see this happening. You guys can start approaching.
Yeah.
But you're a little too far.
Should I
What kind of
attack?
like? No.
Our
do
friend
not-
Econo.
do not attack.
I don't know. No. God, who are these folk behind
Hey, hello.
here?
They're my friends too.
I'm Pippin Fost.
Sir, good,
Yeah.
good afternoon. We've been on a ship for a very long time, and we just wanted to stop in and see what this area was all about.
Well,
Do you
this
have
is a farm. What else would it be?
A
Oh,
farm.
it's a farm. It is a farm. I was right. See,
What else would
I
it be?
knew.
What kind of
I don't
farm?
You're so smart, Lonan. I should
It's a
always
farm.
listen
What do you farm?
Animals.
Can I? Okay, can I
That
see
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
it makes a lot of sense.
What kind
well,
of flying creature
I
is
should
he?
say,
Is he has on?
he's not on anything.
I thought he was flying
He
down.
is like a rooster Aarakocra man.
Oh,
you didn't
with a
say
lo-
that.
Yeah, I said Aarakocra man.
Oh, I didn't.
describe-
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
he was a rooster.
With a large like dangly warble. I think that's the name of it. And you can tell that his feathers used to be a lustrous, almost like oil spill black, but have faded in time, and he's like a crotchety old
Yeah.
man at this point. Where his tall, like feathery hair kind of like flops down into like a side mo.
Yeah, Eric
Would
Coker
there
or
be
bird
anybody
Yeah.
interested in trading?
I don't know. I don't trade no more. I just am here to look after the farm.
Is there anybody else that would be interested in
No,
trade?
not right now. My daughter's expected back in the next while, I guess. I don't know.
What's your name?
My name? I'm Claren.
Claren?
Claren.
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 Clarence.
Nice to meet you, Claren.
Claren.
Colorians?
Do you mind?
Claren.
I know we just met, but I might have a few questions for you. Perhaps-
I'm not really progressive. I'm in my old age. I was watching the farm while my daughter's out, and her and her business partner
Do you
will
need
be
any
back.
help?
I don't need no. Thanks for I don't need any.
Would you mind if we waited around for your daughter to come back?
She's gonna be days away. She's been gone for ages.
Days?
So.
We don't
You
have
mean
days,
breaths?
unfortunately.
What are breaths?
Oh, you don't use breath?
What do you use?
This sand clock upstairs.
Sand clock.
Yeah.
Would you mind showing us around your farm a little bit?
Well, what do you want to do here? This is my farm. It's my daughter's farm. I'm just watching it.
What's your daughter's name?
My daughter's name's Ira.
Udea.
Ira. Why are you asking so many questions?
It's been a long time since we've been on land.
It's not really for me anyway. I don't really like being here.
So, was this originally your farm and then your daughter took over? Or
Well,
was this
I had a small farming operation back in the day, but my daughter's really expanded it in the past. Her and her business partner. They do good work together, I guess. I don't know.
by any chance, did they ever have like a wyvern or something? Or some
Farming wyverns? You can't farm a wyvern. They're too wild to farm, but... Farming-
As you see,
Why do you want to ask?
I was curious if perhaps I found a wyvern egg and I could possibly keep it and maybe
Keep it. Oh, sure. You can keep it whatever. You can't farm it. No, farm it. Somebody different.
Oh, so
Yes, strange city folk, you don't know
and
nothing
as
about
he's
farming.
saying all these things,
Ah.
I'm jotting this down like real quick in like my book. So you're saying that I can't farm a wyvern, but I can definitely tame a wyvern. Is that what you're telling
I
me?
guess if you want to try it and you might lose my hand, I don't know.
So just be very cautious around the wyvern. How long does a wyvern stay inside egg? Inside
I don't
egg
know.
for?
My daughter's business partner knows more about that. Just go out. Man,
Is he here?
I don't know. They're not here right now. They left. The two of them were gone.
Where'd
Both
they
of them
go?
left.
Go.
They want to trade. They
Where'd they
want
go?
to go search for things, for farm animals. What else would
want
they
to
go do?
Search for farm animals.
Good. Well, what else would they do?
For farming.
Can you let us know perhaps what area
They're
they went
collectors.
in?
I went that way, and he's gonna point behind you.
Okay.
To the open sky that we came from.
Yes.
Well,
Makes sense.
I wish that we could have met them. They sound very knowledgeable.
Well, maybe you will one day. Who knows?
Maybe we should stop bothering this man. We just were
Well,
looking to stay.
Yeah, I just want to go to bed. You don't need to strip it to the giganute. You don't need to,
The Giganute.
Giganute?
yeah, throw rocks at it. What would you do that for?
Erie, you threw
Erie,
rocks at his animals?
We were actually just looking
Oh.
for somewhere to get some water.
This poor
That's why
Giganute.
she thought it was water.
Do you have any air crystals?
Why would I need air crystals?
I don't know.
Do you guys do like farm
No,
tours?
water. Water.
I can get water.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, as long as you
Can
don't
I
throw
follow
things
you?
at my stuff.
I won't throw anything.
Can you
at
fly?
No.
Y'all look
Yeah,
strange.
you
I
can.
don't see any
hand you a
wings on
flying
you.
potion.
I can fly.
Okay, then come with me.
Okay, so I'll drink this potion.
And you'll grow wings.
And he'll flap his wings and fly up towards the top of the mushroom.
Okay.
And you'll fly, and you'll flutter slowly after him.
Can
Yeah,
I
and it's
try
gonna be like
to-
kind of awkward flying.
Can I try to look like? I guess I would have to look like him because I've never seen another like him, and see if I can fly. I don't think I can. I'm gonna try.
So you can turn into
I'm
him.
not confident.
But
I
you
don't
can't
think-
e- you
I don't
realize-
think this is gonna work. Like Eerie does not feel confident this is gonna work.
Yeah, you can't even move the wings that
Okay.
you have on your back.
Alright.
Yeah,
I'm going to just look sad and change back
a,
into
a sad rooster man.
yeah, and then change back into myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
so
is sad.
you fly up with your health.
So upon
potion,
flying up and up, you actually, it takes you quite a while because you're moving very slowly. But you do manage to make it to the top of the spire just as you kind of like feel the weight and the wings kind of like shrink and shrivel and dust away as you land. And you see the top of the mushroom is almost like this like dome cut in half. Where the dome is upside down, you know, and the flat part of it. And there's a little like ring of grass that you can see a whole bunch of strange looking, what you can imagine would be fruits and vegetables and different trees growing around in this area with like fruits that you've never even been able to imagine before. With in the center like a classic barn like farmhouse. It's just perched right in the center of it, like classic like ranch.
I love it.
And
It's
stuff like
red and white barn.
yes, and red red barn, and then like a beautiful ranch home next to it.
Is there a
And
little,
you see him like
Wrap
like,
around horse.
and you'll see him. You'd actually realize you haven't seen him walk before because he landed and then flew away, and he's walking with like a really bad limp
Aw.
towards the farmhouse with like a really bad posture. He's, "Aaron, come this way, one."
Thank you so much.
Poor little
My
guy.
name's Bree, by the way.
Bree, oh, good to meet you, Blee.
I allow it.
Come this way. Come get some water. And he'll go to like a small like pump, and he'll pump like a yeah, and into a little bucket. There you go.
Thank you.
Bring it down to your friends. There.
Awesome. I just wanted to ask one thing.
Oh, alright,
Is there anyone else that lives around here?
Oh no, we chose here because it was isolated.
Oh,
It's good. You know, a lot of space. Pirates.
because of the pirates?
Yeah, especially pirates, especially around Fort Craven.
Oh, okay.
They're really bad around there. There's
Yeah.
lots of gifted, nasty, awful sort. Oh,
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah, I imagine you want to stay away from those types.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
for sure.
you know, I'm sure. Oh,
Yeah, we've been very fortunate so far in our travels.
okay, you guys know where you're heading?
You know what? I'm not quite sure. I've been kind of just following the others.
Stay away from that place. Nasty, disgusting fascists.
Oh dear. So there's nobody else on this island at all.
Not that I know. I mean, this is pretty big. I don't know.
Okay. So, and you said that you don't have any of those air crystals that my friend mentioned.
Oh, I wouldn't even write the airship. I don't know, but I don't have it here.
Your daughter took it?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't need it. I can fly my own 2 wings. I don't need to fly.
I wish I had
Well,
like yours.
You just had wings. How'd you get up? Where'd your wings go? How'd you get down?
I don't know.
Well,
Is there a way for you to help me down?
well, I mean, in my youth. Well, now, give me a minute.
Sure.
And I'll go into the barn, and he comes out a few minutes later with this really long, like, horn that looks like it's carved out of some strange, like, large tusk of a weird animal. And he blows into it, and you guys hear this, like,
I hope she's okay.
and you
Is
see,
that
the water
time examining the animals.
yep, and you will see, you go close, around the time when this blows, you'll see the strange animals. A lot of them don't actually come out. You see some like weird, dark, menacing eyes coming out from like a little cave set into one of them. But when you're at the large one with the mountain with this strange elephant shape, you see the horn blows, and it kind of perks its head up, and its trunk will move, and its ears will open into 4, 2 on each side,
4 ears.
and flutter,
Cute.
and it'll lift off the ground.
How's it look?
It is about the size of, I would say, this one looks like about the size of like a water buffalo-ish. So like the size like
And it's
maybe like of
gold?
a medium-sized horse. Like it's like a golden color, maybe like a mustardy yellow gold mix. It's not metallic, but as it flutters up, and you'll see it fly all the way to the top and you will see it land in front of you.
Well, isn't that just the cutest thing I've ever seen?
That's Byron.
What is it?
Byron.
Bar?
That's the name. Byron.
Oh, he's so cute. Do you sell these animals?
Not these guys. These are Ryan Crop. But if you ever see my daughters, they might sell you.
Oh, okay.
It's quite.
Expensive? So you guys make good money then?
Oh, I don't know what
Or-
that means.
Whatever you
Good
get for
traits.
it. Got it.
Burn, take you down.
Thank you.
Man,
I
go
can
back
take,
from where you came from. It's not.
I can take the bucket with me down?
You guys, just leave it now. I'll come in later.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take my nap.
Alright, enjoy your nap.
And I'll like go back and like open the farmhouse door, the beautiful like French like archway, and close the door.
Okay. I'm gonna like go up to this bar.
Yeah, and you
Oh,
notice
this
its head kind of
goodness.
like merges in with its body. Like it doesn't really have a distinct skull as opposed to torso. It's kind of all just one shape.
It's just a circle.
But it does have a little hump where it almost looks like where a saddle would be, like almost like a little saddle hold. And it'll like flop down on its belly when you come close.
I'm dying. I'll like give him a little pat, kind of like let him see me first.
And
Get
it won't move
comfortable.
its eyes at all, but its trunk will move around, and it'll like feel your head.
And,
And eventually it'll go down and just stay flopped.
And then I'll like get on with
And then
my
its
bucket
wings-
of water.
Its wings will beat and kind of like, and they almost feel like soft when they touch your legs. They're not like beating really hard, and they don't hurt. And it flies down, and it will land around with you guys.
Well, I don't think there's really anything here for us to see.
And I don't think we can wait around for his daughter to come back, although I haven't
No.
any questions.
He also doesn't seem interested in trading with us. So
Well, he said when I was up there that his daughter would probably trade and would even sell animals, but
But I think the only thing that Econo wanted to trade for was these air crystals, and he said they have none.
well, he said his daughter might have some. So when we get back to the ship, we can see if he would be willing to stay around to meet this daughter. But I don't know if he's going to be interested in staying for like 2 days.
I don't think that he's going to want us to stay with him either. I don't think he
True.
seems very friendly.
Well, we could
We
stay
have
on
to
the
stay
ship.
though, correct? Just,
Right.
As long as Akano doesn't mind waiting. I don't know how much of a schedule he's
So
on.
we'll just wait. Maybe go back to the ship,
As
see if
long as
Akano wants to wait, and if Akano doesn't, then we can just move on to the next place.
Okay.
As long as I can stay in the ship.
Does anybody want some water?
It's a fairly just a bucket.
I'm not thirsty. And I'm gonna like,
After
We
looking
all
at
walk away.
yeah.
that, after looking at that thing.
I'm just gonna like put the bucket in front of Bar and just like pat him.
And he'll like put his trunk in, and you'll almost see like it gulping water all the way into its trunk, into its face.
And then we'll just go back, I guess. If everybody else wants to.
So when you guys appear back to the ship, do you guys tell Akano about what happens? Do you guys want to replay that? Or
Yeah.
Sure.
jump in?
Well, there wasn't much to see here.
Yeah, well, it's the Shattered Continent. It's awful.
They did say that the man that we spoke to, though, he said that his daughter might have some air crystals, but she's about 2 days away. So I don't know if you want to wait for that.
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth the wait. We can just make it to Fort Craven, and we'll be there fine.
Fort Craven.
Yeah, this is the next stop on our route.
Is that safe?
Yeah, they're a bit strict, but you don't really see much of the city. You just go to the marketplace and we leave.
The gentleman we spoke to, he said that it's not a good place.
What type of person was this gentleman?
It just seemed like
Snake.
a...
An Iron Coco.
That's why they have a bias.
Oh,
Not a
okay.
big fan. They're us Simites. We get it.
He said
Nature.
there's pirates.
Technology, good mix. Get that in between.
Is there a lot
We'll
of like
also give
criminal
in the-
activity there?
I wouldn't say there, but there's some pretty big pirates that came out of there.
So we do
That's probably why. he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
worried.
Blue Bolt is known for being around these skies, but I wouldn't be too concerned. We're a big enough vessel that we shouldn't be targeted, so we
Okay.
should be okay. And if anything, I can fight them off just myself. I got this. This guy knows, right, Gray? He'll pat you on the back.
Yeah, he's
we
strong.
we got this together.
Oh,
Yeah,
they generally
brothers.
do they generally go for the ship itself to steal the ship, or the contents of the ship?
Oh, contents and then crew, but it doesn't matter. We're fine. We're fine.
They don't have anybody policing this area to make sure this does not happen.
Who would police the area? The Loxo gift from Fort Craven? They don't care. Those are traitors. They don't care about what they do.
Aries gonna stop listening. She'll turn into a lemur and run away.
Before we go, though,
Yeah,
They'd be
Pippin
like-
already went to the bottom of the ship.
before we leave, they did mention that.
I'm gone.
They're already gone.
Oh, well, anyways, Akano, I don't know. Never mind.
So you guys will once again take to the skies.
What's the
Um,
man?
What?
Fort what?
Fort Craven.
I was gonna tell him about staying 2 days, but that's fine.
Knack,
Yeah.
what would you like to do on your downtime?
Um,
This is about a day or two after leaving the Shattered Continent. You can see it almost like as a thin line in the distance.
We're leaving it?
Yep.
That was it? We passed the Shattered Continent already?
No, you as I was describing.
Oh, okay.
You can see it as you're flying, almost as clouds in the distance of the white rocky cliffs of the underside of the continent. Off in the distance, like it's almost like Akano was using it to guide his way,
Okay.
So
but
we're,
he's
like,
not.
going along it.
Yes, parallel, but like far enough away that he doesn't have to be close to it.
Okay.
What would Knack like to do again?
So Knack will first attempt to use sending.
Okay.
So, well, he will. He will
Okay.
use sending.
So
I guess that's
you gotta tell me.
Roll, or do you want to roll?
You can roll because you're here. I rolled for you last time. It's D100.
It's 100.
It's a D100. It's a percentile roll.
I thought it was a fail on. It was a 5% chance to fail.
Yeah, percentile. So you roll a D100 for that.
Or you roll a d20.
That's what I did.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
5%.
It's just a one. Yeah.
Okay.
A one fail.
Yeah.
Right. So I rolled a
Well,
14 anyways.
So you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll say.
Interesting.
LD, my heart, I miss you. I am well and with my companions. Remind Artemis that this is for him. I long for your embrace.
So
Happy Valentine's!
My heart. So sweet.
So a voice will come through. The static is crumbly at first, and you feel as if you might have missed a few words at the beginning. But it comes in. Artemis, you're missed. My love, forever. Come home soon. Things are good, but not complete without you.
Artemis.
I cry a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Knack,
just a little cry.
Knack, hand me the wrench. Hey, what are you doing? Do you got some solution in your eyes?
Yeah, you want some?
No.
Alright, I'll dry my tears on my beard.
Oh, good, yeah.
And then
A vial shows
Yeah.
up in.
I can use this.
Yeah. And I add it to my collection of all of your tears.
You have those?
Probably.
Probably is.
So I want to look at my Warhammer,
Okay.
and I want to see if there's a way that I can hollow it out, but keep windows in it. That window, so the symbols of Valona.
So you wanna hollow at the center, symbols of Alone on either side,
Yes.
and do you want to keep the weight on either side here?
Yes.
So you want So you would look at it and roll just a quick intelligence check for me, augmented by your Smith's tools.
18.
18. So you would know that you wouldn't be able to like hollow it out completely, or else you would lose all structure of integrity. But you know that you could probably do a little segment in the top where you can cut down a little bit, maybe leave like a 1/4 inch on the top, and have a hollowed section behind the heart of Valona, while leaving like a 2-inch section at the bottom, and then you'd be able to do it. So it wouldn't be a huge space, but you could do something. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
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 Okay. So I want to do that.
Okay. It would take you a few days
It's
to
fine.
do.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
just because it's very
Yeah.
precise work.
Yeah.
Roll sleight of hand with intelligence augmented with your proficiency for Smith.
Hmm. 11.
11. So it takes you a few days to do. So probably 3 days of work to do.
And then I would like to try and cast like bind continual flame behind the symbol.
Do you have a ruby?
Is that the requirement for it?
Yeah, you need a ruby.
Well, then probably not.
Okay.
You have
But you prepared for it, and I will say you are able to do that once you get a continual flame.
I gave you have a spinel.
So I don't know. I don't know if this matters. I'm not necessarily trying to do this as like a. This is more of just a visual effect. I don't want it to be like a light source.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to achieve like a visual effect of like a glowing symbol.
I would say you don't have a ruby. Roll a quick okay, remind me, the dwarf thing, when you roll for stone cutting, you get
Yeah.
use that effect with an arcana check.
Okay, no.
No?
No.
Is it expertise or is it advantage?
I'd have to look that up. I don't know off the top of my head.
Just do advantage right now, and we'll check later.
Wow, I rolled the same thing.
Okay.
Which is a 3.
So
So,
3.
yeah.
And that's augmented by your arcana.
No,
That's
my
bad stuff.
arcana is 0, I think. So
Yeah. So you
plus 1, but
you know that you need a ruby for it.
okay.
Yeah. But it's hollowed out,
Yeah.
ready.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's all.
But it has its structural integrity still for
yeah,
it.
that's all I do.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Eerie.
Hey. Since getting on the ship, Erie is getting increasingly stressed out, having not ever dealt with any of her experiences since
You-
landing on this
Her
plane.
changes.
Her extreme life changes at the tender age of 16 years old.
Yeah.
So she you could say, regressing into a child. Perhaps. Ari doesn't want to deal with any responsibilities. She's kind of like over the amount of like fighting and stress and drama and everything that's been happening in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
So she will be bonding very closely with Lucky Mal and Nani Mal.
Nanimal especially.
Okay, and just kind of like through just like conversations, just kind of getting to know them a little bit, but then also just being like, we're now best friends, and
Yeah.
I am one of you. So she will be staying, I would say, nearly 100% in lemur form.
Okay.
Getting rid of her clothing, she is a lemur now.
Yeah. And Nanimal,
Yeah.
who at one point, hey, Ari, come here.
Yeah.
Come here. Okay. I noticed that you have the clothes on, right?
Right.
Do you know what would be hilarious? If you were my clothes, it looked like me. And then we just switch
Oh my
places
God, let's do
sometimes.
it.
Oh my god. Wouldn't it be amazing? let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay,
and
let's
she's
do
like, come to the room. And they'll split. And then
Okay.
yeah.
So,
And I can wear your clothes sometimes.
Okay.
And then just be like,
here we
hey
go.
friends, how you doing? It's me, Erie.
Do it. That would
we
be
gotta do
so funny.
Yeah.
And so she would like to take her hammock and move it into Lucky Mel and Nutty Mel.
And they'll like push their beds together.
create
and have-
forts.
Yes. Great
I'm
times.
talking like sleepovers, like
100%.
just running around, like
Queels like glares at you three and she's like, just because I don't know which one's which doesn't mean I know that one of you isn't supposed to be in here.
and Harry's gonna go.
And then all three are like, ah!
Yeah, and would just like to be, generally like playing pranks and like running around and just like deciding to be a child. She misses her family and having like a family unit.
Love
And
it.
she's like, I'm just going to be this family now because my family that I'm traveling with is a dysfunctional mess.
True.
Eerie! I need your blood.
and
you guys
he
would-
turned into this dead orc. And Aries just like.
And you guys would have noticed, especially by this point, that Eerie has kind of. You haven't seen Eerie like at all.
Yeah.
Other than the Shattered Continent, you have really not seen Eerie.
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, I will still eat like dinners with people, and if someone needs me for something, I will like do my best to help. I'm not like mad at anyone. I just like can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just like
we don't even know if it's you sometimes. It could
Yeah,
be Nani
right?
Mo.
Yeah, because you
Exactly.
have like a new outfit on that
Yeah.
even when you change into a different form, you're still wearing that outfit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't really, I'd say, change.
No.
I would just be.
Yeah. What color do you want your outfit to be? Because it's like
What-
a long.
sorry, say that
What
again?
color do you want it to be? Imagine it like this a long like Tibetan monk kind of robe is what you're wearing, but it has like
Right.
that has like real pants.
And what color is Nanima?
There's
Her
like
her fur.
her fur. It's like like a dark gray.
So I would
border
be
on
the
black.
same color. I want to be
Yeah.
like.
No, but like and the
third
outfits
twin.
is the outfit the same color
Triple.
too?
Triplet.
Do we have the same color outfit or a different color?
No, I'd
outfit?
say slightly different. What color is her outfit?
Hers is like a beigey with like a lot of greens, while Lucky Mel's is more of a burgundy with a lot of like grays and blacks in it.
So I would say that I would do like a beigey with like blues.
Ah, okay, like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
In that I will be doing also like I like to do carvings and stuff like that. So I would
Yes.
still be doing my regular hobbies of like carvings and playing like my little flute and this and that. Kind of just like anything that's carefree and not at all like having anything to do with responsibility and or like dealing with any of my
Your
issues.
trauma.
Any of my trauma or thinking about my family.
Yes.
But I also will be teaching Nanimel and Lucky Mel about like my family. So like
You told them the snake story.
yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. And then
100%.
also told them like traditions that I would have done.
Like what should
For example, one of the traditions would be that once a year we would exchange gifts that show our love on a certain day. And I would have made one for each of the party members and slipped it inside their satchels.
So on this the 25th or like 23rd day of your journeys, you will all wake up in the morning. Again, Erie's not in the room. The hammock is gone. To various pouches of multicolored fabric, either laying on bags. In Pippin's case, it's sitting on top of the weed contraption you're building.
And it would have just like maybe like a piece of fruit or like, you know, something small like a token and then like a little like from Erie
Yeah,
in it.
and it's like a little like kiss.
Yeah. XOXO.
Oh.
And we all have our
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually did make
And
Yeah.
it says our character names. It says
Yes.
to Pip from Erie.
I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
London.
Mine's
Great.
Robert the DM. You can't see it, but yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And I
Erie.
wouldn't say she would not call it Valentine's Day because Valentine's is not.
No.
But you know,
What
a
do you-
similar
what do you have?
sentiment.
What do you have a name you want to name the holiday?
I didn't think that far. I would say
No.
like, I don't know. No, it's just like a day where you just show your.
Gabiran's Eve.
There we go.
Gabiran's Eve.
Gabiran's Eve.
Gabiran's Eve.
Gibber.
Yeah.
Happy Gabiran's Eve, everyone.
Yeah, hey.
And this is like just for your FYI, your cards are scratch and sniff.
Oh.
Oh,
Not
now I
in-game,
wanna
'cause I don't know
scratch
what
and
that is.
After we're still in the session. We're still in the session.
Yeah.
So, with that, we will transition
Oh, it does one.
into Gray. What would Gray like to be doing?
Alright. So basically, Gray, ever since I got my urn, I've been so excited that I have a new weapon. So basically, during the time, the first thing I'm going to do is go up to Ikaku.
Nope.
No,
Try
that's
again.
very good.
No, you're so close. Hikano.
And then
Corn coup.
Ikaku.
That's really close.
And I'm going to go up to Kano and basically I'm going to show him this unique magical divine force.
Gray, this is a sign.
This is a sign.
You were meant to
isn't
study the glaive.
it? Yes.
It is a beautiful piece of mastery. Can you change this form any further than this?
I can. Watch this. I change it into a javelin,
Gorgeous.
and then I flip it again. It's a sword.
The versatility.
I know.
It's incredible.
It's so vigilant.
We can fend off pirates. You could even do it single-handedly. I am sure.
Oh, watch this. I throw the glaive, call it back.
And you'll pull it back out of the earth. Amazing.
When you're free, I would love to study a bit more. Maybe do some
We can practice even
sparring.
more. I can even take out my prized glaive and we can have some good tricks together.
Sounds good to
It'll be a
me.
great time.
Ooh, all right, I'm already getting excited. I'm gonna go pray for a bit.
I'm
I'll
gonna so silent, gonna pray.
be at the back of the ship, and come get me when you have some time.
I'll come along that for sure.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
any breath, I'm down to
Don't worry, you know
spar.
I'm gonna head up in the rafters here. I gotta do some fixing up with the sails. Just
Alright.
tiny little tavern, but
All right,
don't worry. Later tonight, later this breath.
I'm excited
Yeah.
already. So then, basically spending my time praying,
Yeah.
cooking those dinners for everybody, sparring with Econo, maybe kind of brush up against a few people and say, hey, you want to spar?
Yeah.
Anybody looking for some training? You
I'm
know,
very busy.
you
I
know,
would take him up on it.
Okay.
staying on the ship for 30 days, Pip, you're gonna get rusty on there,
So Bree takes you up on the
Alright.
training. So how does that go?
So, at this time, I'm gonna take out my glaive, and then let's begin.
All
What
I
do we
have
do?
is a dagger.
Oh,
Can you teach me how to use that?
how about do you know magic?
A little bit.
Do you happen to know a spell called Gust?
Uh,
Can we see whose,
Maybe.
if you have it, whose Gust is bigger?
What?
Let's have a Gust off.
I do not have that, but I have something that could maybe kind of mimic it a little bit.
Okay. So I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna try to push us. I don't know how it works. It just pushes air.
You'll bring it up on your op next time.
Okay.
But it creates a 5-foot thing of air, of wind that I can push. I didn't write it down on your thing.
Yeah, I did it.
Here, let me bring it down. I can bring it up really quick for you.
You make a cast action to cast Gust.
Yes.
So basically, I'm gonna begin.
So those are all the effects that can happen.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna try this. All right. I'm not gonna hit you or anything, but I want to see if this works. So I'm gonna swing my glaive in front of her, and I'm gonna cast Gust using the bonus action, and then I'm gonna have you make a Strength saving throw.
Ooh.
Well, my strength is not so good. 13.
It's based on your spell save DC.
Spell save. That's gonna be in here, which I have ready
Yes,
to
he's
go.
just looking for the He has his book open and it's
Spell save is 14.
3 different phones.
It literally does.
So you fail, and you get pushed back 5 feet.
Okay, so
So
I'm
you kind of feel
slow.
you kind of dig your ankles in, but it still pushes you, and you slide,
Okay.
and you kind of hit the rail. Not a lot, but you can feel the small of your back hit the rail.
That was exhilarating. That's cool.
Have you used magic a lot before?
I've just never used this particular effect spell. It's almost like it's like wind from this jar. It's crazy.
That's really interesting.
I know. Do you have anything similar to that?
The only thing I have is prestidigitation, so it wouldn't really push you. You would just feel like a breeze, and then I'm gonna do it,
And his hair billows beautifully.
and it smells like fresh blossoms.
Oh.
It's so breezy.
It's like a L'Oreal commercial.
Do you play your harmonica
Wow.
cast?
Yeah.
Wow, that is pretty cool. I mean, this thing is awesome. I don't know.
This is great in character saves.
Yes.
Yeah, I
This is
mean,
great flirting.
Do you have any knowledge of daggers though? Do you know how to fight with them or throw them?
I turn around and I just do a flip and I turn into a wind dagger.
And
I
you
have
can
this
see
dagger.
kind of shortened, and then he has this ornate windy.
Do I know about daggers to certain extent? Yes, I do know how to use them. being trained in the military arts, but I mean, what were you looking to know?
So I'm proficient in it, but I'm going to be pretending like I don't
Oh, a little
know
bit?
how to use
Okay.
it at all.
Okay.
Classic move. So you're like, well, I have this one dagger, but like I don't really know what to do with it.
Are you holding it like a cigarette? Like,
I
I don't know what
haven't.
to do with it.
Okay. All right. I know a little bit about throwing daggers.
Oh, I'd love to learn how to do that.
All right. So, do I see like I don't want to damage this ship because I respect Econo so much.
And because you don't want to kill us.
Yeah.
Also, he does not know what he's doing.
but there is like some like piles of rope that are on the
Oh,
ground, and there's some that
You can like throw it.
that are hanging.
Mm-hmm. Does anything
On the-
look like a target?
The rope like hanging like coiled around, like the center of that would be the best target.
Target on the wall.
All right. I'll try. All right. You see that over there? Let's see if we can throw it at it.
Oh, that's pretty far.
I know. I'm gonna look nervously, and I'm gonna try to throw my dagger.
Okay,
my
so you-
wind dagger.
So you can throw it. And I believe they're finesse, right?
Maybe.
So you can use your strength for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a simple weapon, martial weapon? Would I have it? Like,
You have proficiency in it, yes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
so it would be 13.
13. So the dagger flies, and it makes contact, like, so this is the coil. So this is the center of the coil, and it goes out to about here.
Mhm.
The dagger lands, like, right here. Like, so it's hit the rope, but then it dissolves into wind, and it's gone. But you saw where it landed.
Almost had it. Yeah.
Very impressive.
I'm not the best at daggers, but I mean, I try my best.
So, like, how do you hold it?
Well, I was taught right from like the handle at the bottom, and then you let go. But I'm better with a javelin.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm not that strong, so something that heavy probably wouldn't really be my thing.
How about you give it a shot?
Sure.
So you can roll the same thing.
So
It's a nat.
no. So it is 17.
17. It flies, ding, right dead center.
How'd I do?
You did amazing. Wow. Look at the time. I gotta make dinner. I'll see you around the ship.
So as
Looking forward to it.
Gray is walking towards the door of the ship, and Bree, you are walking towards to take the dagger out. You just pull the dagger out, and you hear a ding ding, ding ding, and it's a bell you've never heard before.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
What is it?
Everybody get below. Everybody below deck now. Go go go, kids, children below.
I go below deck.
And it's a Kano. Who else is above deck other than Bree and Gray?
I'll be above deck.
Okay.
I would say no, I'm not.
No, you're not. And you would probably go with the kids anyways,
Yeah,
below.
yeah.
So the three of you, Loden, Bree, and Gray, stay. Come close. We need to come.
Okay.
And he's like visibly like his eyes are like
What's
wide
wrong?
and shocked.
What's happened?
What is going on here?
Look,
And what do I see?
I
and he
love
points,
See?
and you'll see at first. You'll just kind of see a ship, and it looks almost like a wicker basket with a propeller, and you can see flying in front of it two similar golden elephants that you had seen in the past.
Oh, maybe.
And you can see a third form dangling underneath it of gold from what appears to be some sort of rope. And it looks like it's almost like a mist is floating around this ship.
What's wrong?
What is it?
Don't you see it?
It's a ship.
It's a ship.
Two ships.
Are they traders?
And as you look again, you see the wicker basket, but above it, where the mist is heavy, you see the form of a sinister, dark, metallic dirigible floating above it.
Like giant?
It's large. It's much, much larger than the wicker. But the wicker basket is almost like a small vessel. It's about half the size of this one. But the dirigible is like 3 times the size of the ship, of the Gift of Plenty.
Like a huge
Oh.
It is a huge blimp.
My
Yeah.
God.
And he's pointing towards it.
I summon my glaive.
I'll take my arrow.
It's Void Star.
Void
Sorry?
Star.
That's the name of the ship.
Whose ship? Is this the Blue Bolts?
Captain Blue Bolts.
Oh no.
And that's where we're in tonight's session. of All Fun and Dice.
Yo, that was awesome.
Thank you guys all for sticking around for session 24, episode 24 of All Fun and Dice.
Pirates.
Blue Bolt.
Pirates.
Wait, you were doing the Game of Thrones?
He
was.
Were you trying to do Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, what's Pirates of the Caribbean?
No copyright.
Yeah, don't copyright us.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you guys for all sticking around. Thank you, Rachel and Eerie, for the Valentines.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Candy
Thank you.
So if you guys want to see more of us, we on All Fun and Games YouTube, you can catch up on all of the previous videos.
Yep.
Session 1 through 23, and later this week, 24 will be up as well.
I'll post
You can
it.
follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram handle is,
AllFunNDice.
and the Twitter handle is.
AllFunNdice.
I'm just doing it on here.
All
now.
fun and
Okay.
games.
You guys can check
All Fun Games TV.
you can guys check that in the chat below. Once again, thank you for Railgunner for the amazing new art, especially for Nax, and for the new banner, which will be up soon.
Yeah. Another cool thing is, hopefully with this new format that we're recording and stuff, it should look a lot more HD. So we'll find out after this, and it should be pretty good.
HD.
HD. HD.
Well, thank you guys all for coming on once again. You guys all have a great night, and don't forget to
Stick
stick
around.
around.